D. D volume 3. No, this is 10 D2. 10 D2. Sorry. I'm saying volume D volume 3 at page 582, 583. Are you there, Governor? It is written 10D, 10D2 at the top. Are you there? No. You are there? 582.
Yes.
It starts at 581. 581. 582.
Yes.
583. In fact, if you look at page 583, the World Bank praised you for implementing several projects in the city. 583 at the top. 583.
This no, this means the control of the control of the budget. It's not relevant. Yes, the control of budget. I think the highest expenditure.
Can you read the bottom of the page? Just one sentence. The praise you received from the control of budget for implementing government projects.
Yeah, the last part, let me read it.
It started the county attained the highest expenditure.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Yes, Mr. Speaker. It reads, the county that attained highest expenditure in absolute terms were Nairobi City County at 29.4 billion.
Yes, you can even stop there. So even the director of budget appreciated your good work in terms of expenditure. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, go to the next page. The European Commission awarded you with the highest distinction for recovering grabbed land. That is the cemetery.
Which page?
Page, then the next page. The photo in the next page.
Yes.
Yeah? Can you confirm that?
Yes.
Your Lordship, you mean, Mr. Speaker, sir, that is page 584. You received the highest honor from the European Commission for recovering public land that had been grabbed. Cemetery.
This was in
Commonwealth Cemetery.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Correct? Then I want to take you to page 610, the same document. 610. 610. You've been accused that you facilitated your daughter to travel, pretending that she was a sub-county officer.
16.
Page 610.
Yeah.
Same document, page 610.
Yes, I'm there.
Are you there?
Yes.
The letter is from who?
The letter is from the Presidency, Executive Office of the President, Head of Public Service.
Head of Public Service.
Dated March 7th of March 2015.
2015.
Yes.
It is written to 2018. It is written to the Cabinet Secretary, Madam Kopia.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
In charge of public service.
Yes.
And what is the instruction?
The instructions from the Head of Public Service addressing the letter to Professor Margaret Kobia, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Public Service, Youth,
yes,
and General Affairs.
Yes.
Reference is government delegation to the 62nd session of the Commission on the Status of Women, CSW 2018.
In New York.
Yes.
Is there anywhere there where your daughter is referred as a sub-county administrator?
No, Mr. Speaker.
So that is a creation of the move of the motion. Isn't that correct?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
So your daughter traveled as a part of the government delegation, and the national government made part of the bills of the travel. Isn't that correct?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
And then the other overheads were also made by the county 611, page 611.
Yes, I can see that.
You can see the letter from the county to the embassy.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Isn't that correct?
Yes.
So the move of the motion lied that your daughter traveled on account of misrepresentation as a sub-county administrator. Isn't that correct?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Let me take you to another area very quickly.
614.
I want you to go to the same page.
614 also.
Okay. You go to 614. 614. You confirm that your wife traveled as first lady of Nairobi City County.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
That's why she was included in the government delegation.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
And you can see at page 614,
Yes.
that is the appeal. And that's why the last witness took interest to pay for that because it was an official delegation.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I wish to confirm to the House. This is an invoice where my wife and children and a daughter stayed in New York, the Dominic Hotel. The contacts for the hotel are there at the bottom of page 614, Mr. Speaker. And as you can see from the receipts, the numbers are there for confirmation. The invoice, my wife deposited at the hotel cash, not from the Nairobi City County government, although the trip was official and genuine because they were both part of the government delegation confirmed by State House. But Mr. Chair, there was a cash deposit of $1,200 as deposit credit for rooms, meals. Then even at some point, my wife ran her own credit card. On page 615, the second last item, she ran her Visa card for another $1,500 payment. So the other things, even on page 616, and also the summary
Okay.
of page 617, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
The hotel is 246 Spring Street, New York,
Yes.
NY 10013. The phone number for the hotel is there. The physical address is there. The hotel is in US.
So in
And
other
I want to
words,
confirm.
Governor, you are
All-
telling the Senate that
Yeah.
the issue was done in an open, transparent, and accountable manner.
But one thing I would like to bring to the attention of this House, even yesterday you saw in Citizen, how this was exaggerated. This is just a smear campaign, Mr. Speaker, by the system and the cartels in the county who have ganged up against me, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. The headline of Citizen, and I demand an apology from them or we take them to court. They said my daughter spent 840 million, Mr. Speaker. Even that allegation is not even in the impeachment motion, Mr. Speaker. The amount in question is only 2.6 million. I don't know where Citizen TV got this figure of 840 million. My daughter hired choppers. There are no invoices of choppers here. She traveled by air from New York to Philadelphia. Those are just smear campaign, Mr. Speaker. Character assassination, Mr. Speaker, to tarnish my good name, Mr. Speaker. So you can see the whole story where it's coming from, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Mheshimiwa. Now we move to page 633. I want you to run through 633 to 6 so that I deal with that issue once and for all. To 643. Same document. Towards the end, yeah. Just go ahead. 633. Confirm that Mr. Evans Ondieki is one of your lawyers who was dealing with this matter.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
You confirm that?
Yes.
And you gave him instructions to go and file your advance at the Nairobi City County Assembly,
Yes.
plus the accompanying document and evidence.
Yes, Mr.
And you can confirm from the photos in page 633 to 643 that he was denied access. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
So you were never given a chance to hear, they never gave you a chance to hear your side of the story.
No. They never give.
They didn't even give you a chance to file your documents.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
I will now take you to document number 1. read that document number 1, and I want you to go to page 33. Your Lordship, well, sorry, the Honorable Senate, this is the affidavit. The affidavit which my colleague was using. I want you to go to page 30, page 59. The affidavit, the one written 1, affidavit number 1. Page? It is 10H, 10H, sorry, 10H. Revision 1. Page 59. Page 59. Mr. Governor, confirm that much earlier before this motion was initiated, you had written a letter to the Director of DCI requesting thorough investigation of the embezzlement of public funds by the County Assembly. If you are at page 59, Honorable Senators, you will see that. Had you done that before the motion? Much earlier? Sorry?
Yeah. It was, the letter was dated, Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
Monday, 23rd November 2020. A complaint
Yes.
to investigate investment of funds, Nairobi City County. Letter is addressed to DCI.
Yes.
It was received on 23rd November 2020,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Now, you confirm that that is the nexus, that is the origin of your problems that led to this notice of motion to impeach you. Can you confirm that?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Now, quickly, I want to cover one more issue so that I donate my minutes to my colleague because I think we have moved quite fast. I want you to answer this allegation from your heart. You've been accused. I know you are a father. You are a grandfather. You are a father-in-law. You've been accused that you molested workers and colleagues. And I want you from the bottom of your heart to answer that straight, whether you have ever harassed any workers.
No, Mr. Chair.
So all of these sensationalized accusations are meant to besmirch your reputation.
No, these are just accusations, Mr. Chair. In the instance of time, there were clips which we had prepared to be aired for members to confirm about the true story of all the events that was transpiring in the Nairobi City County. Mr. Speaker, my first month in office, I received some information from a county staff who was supposed to be my witness, but because of time and the manner which we are proceeding, the instance of time, she was not given a chance to come and adduce her evidence before this honorable house. My first month in office, Mr. Speaker, was tipped off that the staff at the cash office, they were stealing daily over or between 30 to 60 million a day, Mr. Speaker. The clips are in the public domain. The questions are in the public domain, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I personally decided to do an impromptu visit or inspection at the cash office. I went there with some of the officers, CID officers attached to the county. We also reported the matter to EACC. There are officers who also came. And Mr. Speaker, when we were conducting this search, we found it was true because we found the county cashiers, some with money in their socks, suits. Mr. Speaker,
Summarize.
we recovered around 30 million in cash, Mr. Speaker. Documents are there, but in the instance of time, I'll not go to that. Mr. Speaker, they were all arraigned in court. They went to High Court to challenge this decision by petition number 79 of 2017, Labor Relations Court, before Justice Helen Wasila. Their case was dismissed. The judge said the governor has a right of suspending terminating services of any staff, provided there's a disciplinary action that was being taken, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
So we have got so many clips, but because of time, we can't.
Finally, Governor, at the third president of the Republic of Kenya, one of the most respected African leaders, aliambia driver yake, pumbavu wewe, mafia kuku. Lakini the context was driver alikuwa na reverse in public. Clips were played here where people tried to play some remarks you made. Can you clarify to this Senate in what context you made some remarks? It's important that it comes out.
What is it, Council? You've not given you.
No, what I was saying on a light note,
No, there's a council who was standing.
I was saying that the freedom of speech allows us to speak. It depends on which context you are speaking. So I wanted him to clarify some things that were played here yesterday.
You know, you have now a total of 15 minutes.
I wanted my learned colleague to conclude, to cap it up. Just 5 minutes. Your Lordship, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is a process that is more complex. It's a political process. It is a Siamese twin, which is both political, judicial, and social. So it is actually, it's a difficult thing to deal with. You saw when they would try to impeach Trump, people were asking, where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? So, Your Lordship, it is good. You have given us time, and we thank you. You have listened to us. Please, Mr.
Maybe, Mr. Speaker, before we move to the next question, I just want to hear a 1 minute audio. ICT,
Okay.
because they had clips, we just want to hear one clip by Paul Kiiru, ICT, Paul Kiiru clip, similar matter which is in court. Paul, habari yako? Wewe unaitwa Paul Kiiru? Mimi naitwa Governor Sonko.
Okay.
I've got 2 issues with you, my friend. Wewe bado ni kijana?
Yes.
Sasa kuharibu unga yako na profession yako. Ile ukora ulikuwa unafanya zamani wachana naye. Unajua ile mambo mmefanya rates. Wewe na kina Joseph. So you know what you did? You tamper with the system, kunyima county revenue, mnaregesha rates chini, watu hawalipi. I've got over 200 cases against you. But you are still young. I don't want to spoil your career. Can you assure me that we're going to stop?
Yes, we'll work on that.
You'll work on that?
Yes.
How soon are you going to stop it? Just I want you to wewe mwenyewe ni confirm you're going to stop those games, because tukiendelea kwa njia ile we are heading nowhere, my friend. Tukiendelea na njia ni makosa. Yeah? And me, I'm warning you. Already nishaandika complaint kwa DCI, but I just want to warn you to stop it. Start kuongeza cases mingi against you. Yeah? Yeah? Just tell your colleagues to stop it.
I'll do that.
Are we together?
Yes.
Wacheni hiyo ukora. Nyinyi ndio mnanichokoza wenyewe. Alafu mnasema kazi yangu ni kushika watu ovyo ovyo. Yeah. So wewe ndio Paul Kiiru. Na uko na mwanzako anaitwa Robert Okiri.
Yes.
Did you see my letter of complaint on that plot?
No, I haven't seen it. Because my colleague is on the manager sending it.
But it is you. But it is you and Robert ambaye mlikuwa approach na Joseph. Mwanjo vile mlifanya mkatamba na system.
Okay, on my part,
Yes.
I'll make sure it's monitoring. Ensure nothing goes on.
Can that stop? Can we agree that can that stop from today?
Yes, I'll ensure it's monitoring.
Okay. I'm giving you a warning, and I'll also call your colleague, Robert Okiri. I want that to stop. Shughulikieni matumbo yenu na familia zenu. Wizi ya pesa au tafadhali wachaneni naye. Nitawapeleka jela. Let this be the last warning.
Okay.
Na zile zote ziko kwa process, wachana nazo. Kama uko na shida, come to my office, face me, see me. Nitakusaidia. Please. ICT is a very sensitive docket. Alafu jambo pay, the migration of data. kutoka Saturday ianze. Inakuja ni kwa intelligence yote. Imekuja ikafika 75%, jambo pe mka conspire na wao mkazima. Ikaenda tena the next day, ikaenda the next day, ikafika 84%, ikazimwa tena.
Hao ndio walikuwa wakifanya transfer.
Yes. Yes.
So now that's when we decided, badala tukuwa subiri, we will go and get the data ourselves hadi. So that hiyo maneno ya kudepend kama inakwama.
Yes.
At least to avoid this. So kuna barua ambayo tulifanywa. Tulikuwa tukisubiri tunaona.
Okay, this is of time, Mr. Speaker. We're running out of time. These are normal conversations which I normally have with especially staff who are suspected to be corrupt. We normally give them warnings. Maybe the manner in which we are warning them, they change the story, then it becomes that the governor is intimidating the staff. This clip was captured or recorded in 2019. It's part of the ongoing proceedings in the criminal case in court, Mr. Speaker. I've got several clips, Mr. Speaker, my conversation with various, especially the women senior officers in the county, and there is nowhere where I've abused or broken the law, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I will wind up in a few minutes because we have been given 20 minutes and we have to split that time with Mr. Ondieki, so I'll take no more than, say, 5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes. Yeah.
5 minutes. Mr. Governor, sorry, Your Excellency the Governor, when you sent Advocate Ondieki to the County Assembly to represent you, had you been served with the documents now relied upon by the County Assembly on allegations by the mover of the motion?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Yesterday, we heard from Ms. Janet, your former CC for Education, that she had a deposition before this Honorable House. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, that deposition was dated the 14th of December. 14th of December, Your Excellency, is 2 days ago. Had you been served with that deposition?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Nevertheless, had you insulted Janet?
No.
Ever intimidated Janet?
No.
Ever even called her 2 a.m.?
No.
No. Did you see any evidence from her that you are doing that?
No, Mr. Speaker, and I still have the phone which has all the communications between myself and her since 2018.
I asked her for her WhatsApp printout and she had none.
I have my original phone and I am willing to give it to the House to do further investigations.
Have you been summoned by the DCI or any other organ that you have abused her?
No, but when we are investigating this bastard check, Mr. Speaker, and you've seen what transpired, I just warned her because she was also mentioned in this bastard case. She was conspiring with MCS to get blank checks, give to junior clerks, they fill names, type, then take to the bank. She was part and parcel of this scandal. So when I questioned her, yes, and these people were arrested, she decided to resign. And I even never suspended her, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, so we saw your analysis of the funds that were being siphoned from the County Assembly, going to the benefit of MCAs. Was that the time that Janet was the CEC for Education?
It was the same time when we lost these funds and we proved her wrong because her accomplices were charged. And I don't know why the investigating officers to date, they have not arrested her, but we know her husband is a senior officer at the DCI attached to the United Nations, so she cannot be touched.
Now, all those allegations touch on your evidence touch on your evidence in, I don't know, paragraph 2A of the allegations against you. Now, you are elected by over 885,000 citizens of Nairobi.
Yes.
Were any of these people, to your knowledge, consulted by the Nairobi City County Assembly before moving this motion of impeachment?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Were you supplied with any document on public participation that the members of whichever ward in this county were consulted to actually impeach you?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Again, you have been accused of discrimination, that you have abused your office. Have you ever discriminated against anybody?
No.
On the basis of a religion?
No, Mr.
On the basis of race?
No, Mr.
On the basis of tribe?
No, Mr. Speaker.
You have been accused of abusing your office by enriching yourself. Do you recall receiving 50 million to your office? 50 million in the budget of 2018.
No, Mr. Speaker, but at this juncture, there was a confidential budget that was allocated to me by the members of the County Assembly, 50 million. We never utilized that budget. I think the document is annexed in one of the affidavits, Mr. Speaker. They wanted me to be part and parcel of their scandals in swindling taxpayers' money. I refused. They allocated me the 50 million budget. It was returned to Treasury during the end of financial year, Mr. Speaker. I never touched a coin.
You steered away from touching county money.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
You have allegations made against you that you actually have stolen county money, and therefore you are facing 2 anti-corruption cases. Have you been found guilty in those cases?
No, Mr. Speaker. And at this juncture, Mr. Speaker, I know we are running out of time, but it's a very sensitive clip, a very sensitive one. The second of this motion. And I remember the Senate at some point resolved that Jumbo Pay services should be terminated. When we're terminating these services, Mr. Speaker, and that is in the affidavit council, I think we look for it. The second of this motion, with the CEO of Jumbo Pay, came to my house in Kanamai, and it is captured by DCI because the case was under investigation. And DCI officers came with their recorders, Mr. Speaker. A certificate was done. We captured the current majority leader, Abdi Hassan Guyo, and Jumbo Pay CEO. And the transcript is there. The audio from DCI is there. The case is still under investigations. They told me, wewe ni mjinga, utaki kukula. I want that clip to be prepared by ICT. It was captured by DCI. Wewe ni mjinga, utaki kukula. Sisi na Kidero tumekula 7 billion in 5 years.
As they prepare that clip, the mover of this motion, Kulad, I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, sir,
and I think, Mr.
I recall
Speaker,
that word.
Towards the end of that clip, they offered me 5 million a day, 5 million a day from the county revenue. They gave me staff to work with them. They didn't know how to DCI recorder. The case is still ongoing. Anytime the file has already been forwarded to DPP. They told me they are going to offer me 5 million in a day. They didn't know that I had the recorder from the DCI. I told them, Tawa, I'm ready.
Okay. Actually, your time is up. It's not clear at all. Okay. At least you have made your point.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, because of time.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, Your Excellency. He's telling you to take who took 7 million? Who's the one telling that story or that narrative? Shown a penny moving from the county government coffers to your account.
No, Mr. Speaker.
Any penny?
No.
1 shilling?
No.
Not even a penny?
No.
Now let me wind up. As you have addressed the issue of the motivation of this impeachment motion, is it not true that on the 23rd of November this year, you reported the DCI, the mover of the motion had taken 823,000 shillings, 324, page 60 and page 59 and 60 of your volume 10H. That's the letter that you wrote to the DCI, yes. 23rd. That is 2 days before the impeachment motion.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we annexed all the vouchers. We annexed all the vouchers, the air tickets, 59, yes, the voucher is there on page 60. How the money was disbursed to his account.
He acknowledged, so that we save time. He acknowledged he received the money.
Yes,
and he said and he pleaded that he is going to return the funds.
Yes.
And now the question is this. Did you receive any documents from the mover of the motion in connection with his payment, the refund of this money?
No, Mr. Speaker.
I wind up by asking you the last question.
Actually, no, your time is up.
My time is up. My very last question, Mr. Speaker, sir. Your Excellency, you have shown and demonstrated that the motivation of this impeachment motion is not about your efficiency or lack thereof. That your CECs have been functioning, that your departments have been functioning. Have you ever been summoned to the county assembly in the manner that you're now before these honorable members to answer the questions about the movement of funds, the use of resources in the Nairobi City County, or the abuse that is alleged against you by your CECs or any of them, to answer any of them?
No.
Thank you. How do you plead? How do you plead to these charges? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, Mr. Speaker, honorable members.
And you ask these honorable members to look at that evidence and say no impeachment. Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Thank you, honorable.
Thank you, Council. Before you come, I just wanted to. I know we ran out of time that was given to the governor, but like we all know, impeachment of a governor is a weighty matter, and therefore we want to give every party a fair opportunity and a fair chance. Therefore, I'll give you 1 hour to cross-examine the governor. And please make sure that you operate, try as much as possible to operate within that 1 hour, because we have other, the program is still long, the schedule is long.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, as we progress, we'll be asking for latitude and magnanimous from your bench so that we're able to deal and give justice to this case. Your Excellency, Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko, good afternoon.
Afternoon, evening.
I'll be asking you some questions in respect to the proceedings before us.
Yes.
And I believe that you've had an opportunity of looking at the charges that have been labeled as against you, yes?
Yeah.
But before I go to that, Mr. Governor, kindly allow me to ask you whether you are the same person, and you only need to answer yes or no, who appears in the name of Mike Kioko, Mike Sonko, Mbuvi, Gideon, yes?
Those are the same names.
You're also Mbuvi, Gideon, Kioko, Mike Sonko, yes?
Those are the same names. You're just repeating.
Are you also Mbuvi, Gideon, Kioko, alias Mike Sonko Mbuvi, Gideon, alias Mbuvi Kioko, alias, yes? Are you the same person?
There's no difference.
Yes or no?
There's the same. You're just repeating.
Did you
Gideon in the
have a
middle,
look,
and at the end,
Governor?
Mbuvi?
Governor,
Yes.
did you have a look at your description in the charge sheet in case number 32 of 2019? Did you?
Yes, I looked at the description, but Mr. Speaker,
Yes, yes. Just answer yes or no. You have had a look at it, yes?
this is
Mr.
a matter.
Kinyanjui?
That's sub judice. That's a matter which is still in court. I've
Right,
not been
Mr.
convicted.
yes, yes.
And Mr. Speaker, in fact,
Mr.
there is
Governor.
something. Just
Governor, please, I am the one asking
Okay,
the question.
just
Kindly cooperate. Kindly cooperate.
prepare
It's not
that clip of
examination.
Guyo giving up the ESCC director
Mr.
30
Governor.
million, 30 million at Hero.
Governor,
Bridge.
I wish
Just
you
a minute,
cooperate.
I need to follow, so let's have some order.
Yes, Mr. Governor, much obliged. Mr. Speaker, sir, you led evidence in this Senate in respect to the bursary diversion, yes?
Yes.
Which bursaries were you addressing? Which financial year were you addressing in your videos?
2 financial years, 2017, 2018, and 2018, 2019, 2019, 2020.
2020. And it is your evidence that the 2019, 2020 bursary was never uploaded to your accounts, yes? Yes or no?
We never.
You never
it was
received that
uploaded,
money?
but money was never released by Treasury because of COVID. Schools were closed.
Good, you have answered.
Schools were closed, and
You have answered,
the
Mr.
money
Governor.
was returned back to CBK.
Governor, do you remember you showing us a video clip here, yes?
Yes.
Of a certain girl somewhere in a slum,
Yes.
and you are demonstrating that she received approximately 53,000 of the check, yes?
That was for the previous financial year.
No, Mr. Governor.
Yes,
I'm asking
not
you.
for 2020,
Governor,
19, 2020.
you recall or you don't recall?
I recall, but not for that particular year.
Do
For
you
the
recall-
previous year, even the bank statement for
Governor.
previous year. we have there.
Order, Kazo, take him slowly. Yeah,
Governor.
you are pushing him.
Governor.
You are pushing him too fast.
Okay.
Please just be a bit.
I'll be slow with him,
Okay.
but I'm mindful of time. Governor,
You just want to annoy me. I'll not go to that. I'll not play your card. my
Mr.
friend.
Kinyanjui.
Just talk. I'll be
Governor,
calm.
do you recall you telling us that that is 6 months ago? Yes or no?
6 months ago.
Do you recall or you don't recall?
No,
Governor.
6 months ago, those were allegations by your client, the
Governor.
mover, who said
So-
we spent the money for.
Council, what's your intervention?
Mr. Speaker, sir, His Excellency the Governor should be given leeway, room to answer, so that honorable members, Mr. Speaker, sir, can be clear about the answer to their issues.
I have already pronounced myself on that.
Much obliged.
Okay.
Also, Mr. Speaker, ask the witness to answer the question that is put to him. If I need a yes or no, let him answer so.
No, I cannot mislead this house like what your client did. I have to give correct questions. I'm on oath.
So which financial year that were you presenting the checks in respect to? The 6 months ago?
No, 6 months ago was not about presentation of check. Stop misleading the House. 6 months ago was the allegations made by your client that we diverted bursary funds to pay legal, which was a lie.
So, Governor, are you recanting your evidence? Are you recanting
I
your
think you're trying to
evidence?
mislead the House. I cannot go that angle. I'll speak the truth. Because just 2 months
Okay,
ago.
you open your book, your big volume,
Yes, I cannot
10H.
bring.
At page 234.
234, yes.
What does that document relate to?
234, these are bank statement
Yes, for which year?
from 2016
Is that the year under trial in this Senate?
to 2018.
Is that the year under trial?
This is the year where your
Good.
clients swindle
You've
taxpayers' money to enrich their families and wives.
Governor, you had a list of advocates that were supposed to represent you in these proceedings, yes?
Yes.
And you remember you putting in a notice of appointment, correct?
Yes.
Would you grab your notice of appointment?
Yes.
Would you grab a copy of the same?
Yes. My lawyers are looking for it. Or if you have a copy, you can also give me as well. Give me your extra copy. Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Would you read the list of the advocates appearing that you intended to present before this Senate?
Evans Ondiek, Wilfred Nyamu. Yes, give me a copy.
Yes?
Wilfred Nyamu, Diana Keti Kilonzo, who is represented by
It's okay, just proceed.
Mutula Kilonzo. Do you
I have not asked you for representation, for explanation.
By Daniel Maanza, sorry, representing
Yes.
Diana. Then George Kithi,
Yes?
Wanga Mboya, Cecil Miller.
Good.
Yes.
I want to deal with the last three.
Yes.
Kithi, Mboya, and Sisi Miller, right? Yes,
Yes.
Governor?
Yes.
You had me yesterday making an application for. You had me
Yes.
yesterday in the morning make an application for their summons, yes?
Yes.
Did you have a look at that summons that were presented before the Senate?
I was not a party to those summons, so I didn't.
I'll show you. Look at the persons we sought their summons.
Yes.
Number 9. Who is number 9?
Wanga Mboya.
Kwanga Mboya. Is that your advocate?
Yes.
Proceed.
They are my advocates in my capacity. as
The next
governor.
quorum. Read the next quorum.
No, let me answer that.
Read the next quorum,
I cannot
Governor.
go to the next quorum without answering the question.
Governor, I have not put any question to you. Read the next quorum.
Which number is that?
This quorum, Governor. These one and these are the quorums.
Yeah, I can read. Yes.
Yes, read the next quorum, Governor.
Wanga Mboya and Company Advocates.
Yes.
To shed light on single payments of up to Kenya shillings 80 million
80 million, yes.
deposited in the firm's account in July 2019.
What documents were we seeking from that advocate?
This advocate, the documents are here.
Mr. Speaker, at this juncture, I wish to request to interject
Okay,
on an objection, Mr. Speaker.
right.
Mr. Speaker, reference to the advocates, that is Kwanga Mboya and Cecil Miller, is in relation to an issue that arose in the morning and this House rejected. So basically, arousing the same would warrant
I'll answer that.
admission of further documents at this particular point, which is past the hour. I would urge my learned friend to desist from that line of cross-examination and deal with the issues that are within the House. And if he wants us to answer, then we need to have documents admitted so that they may be relied upon by the House.
So are you saying the documents he has given the governor were not admitted?
The documents that, the only way he can answer those questions.
No, answer me. Are you saying the document he has given the governor was not admitted? If it was not, then I would not accept it.
It is only the notice of appointment that is admitted. But in relation to questions that have been put touching on those firms of advocates, that evidence was rejected by this court in the morning.
But I can answer those questions. I can answer.
But nevertheless, the governor says that he can
Mr.
answer.
Speaker,
But for
I
him
just
to
want 1
answer,
minute
we
to
need to
answer.
have those documents also admitted.
Thank you. Mr. Nyamo, you don't have to be afraid for anything. You'll have your time to rebut. It's now my
No,
time
Mr.
to
Speaker,
bite.
on a point of
It's
order.
now my time to bite the cherry. Mr. Governor,
point
you are
of
my
order-
witness.
Yeah,
On a
what's your point of order,
You are my witness, Governor.
Yeah,
On a
just a
point of order,
minute,
Mr.
just a minute, Council. Yes.
I can't allow the council to
Governor.
proceed in this manner. His client, the mover of the motion, made very grievous allegations about myself and the county government of Nairobi. He has made allegations on councils who are acting for the county and they were paid. There were court orders, Mr. Speaker. Just for 1 minute, I want to answer. On the case of Kwangamboya, Mr. Speaker,
I have not
There
put any
was-
question to him, Governor.
Just hold
you have
on.
mentioned,
Hold on,
you have
Council.
given me a
Yeah.
copy
Yes.
which has details of county lawyers who were paid. This is not corruption money, Mr. Speaker. I want to explain this. Mr. Speaker, we allocated 8 billion by the World Bank to construct markets, fire stations in Nairobi City County, Mr. Speaker. And if you look at the brief of World Bank, Mr. Speaker, they were withdrawing the 8 billion because of land grabbing, Mr. Speaker, challenges. On Kangura Road Fire Station, Mr. Speaker, there was an encroachment of a 10-story building by one Musa Chilago
Mr.
Yego,
Speaker,
former
kindly
flying
with
squad
your
commander.
guidance, which question is the witness
Mr.
answering?
Speaker,
I have not put a question to him.
on the payment of
Yeah.
Kwangamboya.
It's clarifying.
I just need a minute.
I have not put a question in respect to that
Mr.
advocate.
Speaker,
I am yet
a
to
minute.
build
Order,
it.
order,
To finish
order,
that.
order, Council.
I
You-
managed to finish that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we demolished this building. The county government demolished this building. We didn't want to lose these funds from the World Bank, Mr. Speaker. We demolished the building. Fire station was constructed. It's complete today. The owner of the building, who is the flying squad commander, he retired 2 months ago, took us to court, Mr. Speaker. In case number 218, petition number 218, Constitutional Court, 218 of 2008. Petitioner Musa Yego, respondent Nairobi City County Government. Mr. Speaker, we lost the case. The ruling is here, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
And there's a decree, we were forced by court to pay 80 million. Let me finish, Mr. Speaker. 80 million was paid to Kwangamboya for onwards transmission to the vendor's lawyer, which he did. In this case, Mr. Speaker, the fees for Kwangamboya is only 4 million. And the documents say we have never even paid a coin, Mr. Speaker. 16 million, Mr. Speaker, the case for Ruaraka School, where the taxpayers' money,
Mr. Speaker,
1.5
we need your
billion
protection.
was lost. Miller won that case. The land for Ruaraka Primary School worth 4 billion was reverted back to the county government of Nairobi. These are legal fees and they are court orders, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Council, put your question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's common.
Put your question.
What documents did we seek, or what were we seeking from them? The next quorum. Yes? What document were we seeking from that advocate, Mr. Governor?
Which advocate?
Kwangamboya.
You are seeking some documents. I'm not aware. Maybe you explain to me.
Mr. Speaker, again.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, with your permission, again, we are going to an arena that we passed in the morning. He's referring to documents that are not actually admitted. And he wants to cross-examine.
That is the question I asked you, and you also you are just circumlocuting. I asked you whether the document that has been given to the governor was admitted or not.
Mr. Speaker, that is the letter that we wrote to this honorable house. And the document written to this particular house in respect to a matter becomes subject of a matter. Mr. Speaker, this is what we call the doctrine of res gestae. Facts otherwise not relevant becoming relevant. These are the summons, they form part of the records. They form part of the records.
Okay, let's proceed.
Yes, thank you for the protection, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Governor, kindly read the documents.
Yes, I can read. Do you want me to read?
Yes, that column.
Okay. The column, pre-qualification by the county government. That's
what are we asking, Governor?
On pre-qualification.
Yes, what other document were we seeking?
Letter of instruction for the case.
Yes. What else?
Fee notes.
Correct.
Tax compliance certificate and evidence of tax payment.
Is,
Then dates of payment, Mr. Speaker.
is Mr. Apollo Mboya, is Mr. Kwanga Mboya before this house as your advocate this afternoon?
Yes.
Good.
Even you are representing your clients. At the end of the day, the assembly is going to pay
Is
you. There's
he-
nothing wrong with that.
Is he present?
Yes.
Good. Let's go to CC Miller.
He is not accused.
Let's go
He's
to
not an
CC
accused person.
Let's go to CC Miller.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
What documents were we asking for?
From Mr. Cecil Miller, you are asking for
The same documents, yes?
Those are your colleagues. You could have written to them direct instead of asking me these questions.
Governor.
The instructions come from the county attorney, not from the governor.
Governor.
So you could have written to them. They are your colleagues. I'm not supposed to answer these questions. Just deal with my impeachment.
Governor, you will answer.
Okay.
If you want to be acquitted by this house, you'll answer the questions. You will not choose what to say and what to do.
Okay,
You are
Mr.
a
Speaker.
witness.
Just
Okay.
proceed, Council.
How much did you say Kwanga Mboya was paid?
Mr. Speaker, he was paid 80 million
80 million.
after a decree that was issued by Justice. The order is here with me.
Yes, how much was he paid?
80 million
80
by
million.
Justice Mativo. So this is a ruling by Justice Mativo.
No, don't take documents that are not before the Senate.
But the court order is in the public domain.
Those don't take
If you
documents.
Google Kenya law reports, you'll get this order.
When was he paid that amount?
Who now? Kwanga Mboya or Miller?
Apollo Mboya, Kwanga Mboya.
Okay, I've got the
When was he paid?
I've got the voucher here with me,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker. Let me I've got the bank receipts. Let me just check. Just give me a minute for that, please. I'll just answer you right now, please.
Mr. Speaker, we are
Okay, Mr.
limiting
Speaker, I've
ourselves
got-
to the
I've
documents
got-
that I have. These are not documents before the Senate.
No,
One that
no,
you're
no.
referring to.
No, but you see, you have answered the question of when he was paid. I've got the bank statement. How the RTGS was paid to him after 1 hour. He transferred the money
Move
to
on.
the.
When was he paid?
He transferred the money to the vendor's lawyer. Even his fees, which he raised to us, was 4 million. Okay, when he was paid, Mr. Speaker,
Yes, how much fees
I'm
did he raise?
coming to that.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, he was paid on 16th July 2019.
And
And
CC
he's
Miller,
talking about funds being diverted for 2020.
wait, CC Miller, how much was he paid?
Let me finish about this transaction.
CC Miller, I'm
Let
asking you
me
questions.
finish, Council. don't worry.
Governor, it's me lead.
My friend, let me
asking you
finish.
not
Let me
to-
finish. You have asked me a question. I'm
Yeah,
not
let
finished.
him answer,
Okay.
Council.
Yeah, enda pole pole. What a speedy. Mimi sipeleka kumbio, my friend. I'm a fan of cases. So, Mr. Speaker, the money was paid from the county account on the 16th July 2019 to Kwanga Mboya's account 0113623028200, Kwanga Mboya and Company Advocates. The same day, after 1 hour, Kwanga Mboya remitted the monies to beneficiary, Okoth and Kiplagat and Company Advocates, who was the vendor's lawyer, Musa Yego's lawyer, based on a decree that was issued by Justice Mativo of High Court of Kenya.
Okay,
Vide case number, which I've mentioned, 218,
Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission.
2018.
If the witness is not going, if I will not be allowed to lead the witness, we will not be able to lead the evidence that we have. Because the witness will have the risk of going on the frolic of his own, as he is now doing.
You are the one who raised the question, Council.
What I want is that, you give him time to respond.
Yeah, but again, he cannot respond to the question that has not been asked. That's the purpose of cross-examination.
Okay, proceed.
So how much, you said he was paid on which day?
Now let me refer to the
15,
statement.
correct?
To the statement again. Mr. Speaker, he was paid on 16th
On 16th.
July 2019.
How much or what was the invoice that he had raised?
Sorry, come again?
What was the invoice that he had raised?
The invoice is here with me. Being payments, okay, this is the legal fee. The invoice, this is the invoice he raised. Being payment of legal fees in respect of petition number 218 of 2018, Musa Yego versus Nairobi
Yes,
County
yes.
Government. The invoice for his fees was 5 million
5 million.
17,000.
Thank you. Would you explain to this?
After tax,
Would you explain to this Senate?
I've not finished about the legal payment.
Would you
That's all.
explain-
I have not finished.
Order.
You have answered.
You
the question.
referred me to the invoice. Let me finish the
You
details of
have
the invoice.
answered the question.
No,
Order,
I am
order.
satisfied with the answer.
No,
It's my
that's not,
answer.
6 million is not the total payment. You have not
Listen.
deducted taxes.
Okay.
I am satisfied with that
No,
answer.
I'm
take
not
it.
satisfied with my answer.
No. But Governor, order, Governor. You know, you are.
That's a question, Mr. Speaker. I must ask.
But you are not the one who asked the question, so you cannot be satisfied with the answer.
Mr. Speaker.
Whoever has asked says he's satisfied with the answer. So wait for the next
Yes,
Mr.
question.
Speaker, I'm on oath.
I am
No,
satisfied.
I'm on oath. I don't know to give a misleading answer.
Mr. Speaker,
Yeah.
can
5
this
million
witness be
is not-
confirmed?
Okay. Council, just hold on. Yeah.
5 million as per the invoice, Mr. Speaker, is not the final legal payment.
That question was put.
This was the initial amount. Taxes had to be removed. So the final legal fee we are supposed to pay Kongamboya is 4 million, and not 5 million.
I'm also
And this is the
satisfied,
invoice.
Mr. Governor.
Okay.
I'm also satisfied.
The house was not satisfied.
I now lead
Okay.
you to the blue file.
Yes, Mr.
You have it? Have it?
Yeah.
E1.
Which
E1, the big
E1.
file.
Yes, I can look for it.
Have it, Governor,
Yes.
the big blue file.
Yeah.
And you go with me to page 77 very fast.
I'll not go with you. I'll just go to page 47. Why should I go with you? Let me look for it. I can't go with you. I can go alone.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I'm looking for the file.
Thank you. Yes.
Which page, please? Mr.
Page
Counsel?
77.
Okay.
Open with me page 77,
Which volume, please?
the blue file.
There are three.
Big blue, yes, that one. Are you on page 77, Governor?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir.
That is a copy of the extract of the IFMIS, yes?
Yes.
I want you to look at entry labeled 0305, yes?
It's not visible.
305. You will see, Mr. Governor, it's visible. I can see.
305.
Yes, this one.
Come and show me. Okay.
Can you read out the details?
Let me put on my torch. I can't see.
Is it getting darker? Also?
No, Mr. Speaker, it's faint. The font is...
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Read that entry. What does it relate to?
15th July 2019.
Yes.
15th July 2019. Huh?
What action on the next column is
Outward
taking place?
transmission of 80 million.
Yes. Who was the recipient?
Kwanga Mboya and Company Advocates.
Apollo Mboya and Company Advocates, correct?
Yeah, yes.
80 million.
Not Apollo Mboya. There's no Apollo.
Sorry,
there.
not Apollo.
Yeah.
Kwanga Mboya,
You're
yes.
misleading the house.
Kwanga Mboya, yes?
Yes.
80 million paid on the 15th as against an invoice of 5 million. Yes?
Sorry?
Yes, Mr. Governor, Mr. Kenyanji, would you let the witness be?
Okay, proceed, Council. Yeah, 80 million in
Okay.
favor of Kwanga Mboya.
Look at entry labeled 301.
Yes, I'm there.
What does it relate to?
Same date, 15th.
15th, yes?
Yes, 2019, not 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
What action is taking place?
A payment of 30 million to Abdullahi Gitari
An RTGS,
and
yes?
the Yambo Advocates.
How much was paid?
15th July 2019.
Yes.
1 year ago, he was paid.
It's okay. I go to the next page, page 78. Entry 306. Can you see it? 306.
But Mr. Speaker, why are you concerned with
Entry
other
306,
clients?
Mr. Governor.
Other lawyers for payments.
Entry 306.
Okay. 306, yes.
Yes. What action is taking place? Which date and what action?
Repeat yourself, please.
306. What date is it?
Is it 306? This page is not 306. The end is 305. Maybe,
Okay,
maybe I go to the next page. 77, the end is 305. 306. Where? The top is 218, not 306. Mr. Speaker is misleading the House.
You're not referring to the
Yeah,
same document.
306 is
I
referring
told
to
you to
item number one
refer.
is
I
288.
told you to refer to page 78. Not
You have
77.
said 77. This is 77.
78.
Okay. Give me 77. 78.
So where's 7?
Page 78.
Give me page 78. You have not given me page 78. Let me look for it, please. You asked for 77. Now you're asking for 78.
Yes,
Okay, let me look.
78.
Okay, look for 78.
And you look at entry labeled 306.
Okay. 70, the next page. The next page.
Governor, my fourth time. Yes?
Yes.
Move very fast.
Yes.
306. What action is taking place?
73. 8. I want 78. The next page. Oh, 3 looks like 8. Okay. Yes, I'm there, Mr. Speaker.
What action is taking place?
Mr. Speaker, the action taking place, another transaction 15th July 2019 and not 2020. I know
Yes.
I know your allegations are
Yes.
heading to. These are payment, Mr. Speaker, Nairobi City County paying Cecil Miller and Company advocates.
How much was paid to Cecil Miller?
80 million.
Yes?
80 million.
83 million, correct?
Million.
I want you to confirm that all this amount of money was paid on the same day, on 15th of July 2019, correct?
It is correct, and it is not a big.
Correct or not correct?
When money reflected to the
It's
county
okay.
account from this
It's okay.
checker. Yes.
And you have heard us alleging and adducing evidence that that is the money that was meant for the bursary. Yes? Go with me to page number 1.
No, let me answer the question.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker,
Go to me.
no, I
take
can't go there to
file.
answer the question.
Okay,
Mr. Speaker,
let him answer, then he will.
Mr. Speaker, the lawyer is behaving like his client. He just wants to mislead the House. I was very clear about the bursary funds. These transactions, Mr. Speaker, are dated 15th June 2019. The financial year ended in 2020 September. And there is proof that the funds
No.
were transferred back to CBK. They were not used.
Governor, what budget are we questioning in our ground 1?
You are questioning,
Confirm to
you are
the
questioning bursary budget, and I've answered that. And I've given you proof that
Governor.
no coin was used from the bursary fund.
Okay.
Maybe
I hear
go to
you.
the CBK statement and see the money is there.
I hear you. Now hear me.
Yes.
Kindly confirm
Yes.
that the budget that we are dealing with
Yes.
is 2019-2020. Yes?
There were 2 budgets. There are several budgets for.
I want you to confirm yes or no.
I referred to 3 different budgets in
I
this
want you to
proceedings.
confirm. But I've told you now that I'm dealing with
No.
not those other ones.
No.
We are dealing with that budget, Mr. Governor.
Mr. Speaker, this is a previous financial year,
Okay.
Mr. Speaker.
When does government year begin to run?
This is, let me see, it's June.
When does it begin to run?
Okay, this is July, Mr. Speaker. It is true, the next financial year, 2019-2020.
So that's the financial year we're dealing with, yes?
Yes,
Good. I want to refer you to the same file, and you now go to page 1.
yes.
That is an invoice, correct?
Let me get it first, please. Yes, I got it, Mr. Speaker.
You're there, Governor?
Yes.
What does that invoice relate to?
This is a payment
Yes?
this is a payment being payment of transfer of bursary funds.
Transfer of bursaries
But
funds.
these are
Yes.
unwritten, these are written documents.
It's
and I
okay.
don't know the authenticity of this.
It's okay. The same document you referred to.
It is unwritten, not electronic document.
Governor,
Not from the CBK statement.
how much money is in issue in that invoice?
Sorry?
How much money is in issue? How much
Two-
money are we looking at?
297,500,000 of
297.
2019, and it went direct to the cooperative bank
Okay,
account.
I have not asked where it went.
Yes.
Confirm to this house that that is the money appearing on ground one of our application.
No, it is a total lie. The money,
I have asked you the
no,
figures.
it is a total lie. I've said,
Governor, hear me out. Confirm
yes,
that 297,500,000
yes.
is the money in question or money the subject of these proceedings.
Okay, can you allow me to answer you?
No, confirm.
No, no, it is, you are lying. I want to answer the question.
Let him answer, yes.
Mr. Speaker, as I've said earlier, financial year 2018-2019, the allocation for bursary was 297,500,000, and I aired a clip
It's okay.
showing the master check for the same amount.
It's okay.
And Mr. Speaker, I have a statement how this amount was utilized. From CRF account, it went to cooperative
Yeah, we
bank
took
account,
that.
and we have a list of all the beneficiaries, Mr. Speaker. From
But he's talking about 2019. Okay.
yeah, okay. This is 2019. Again, Mr. Speaker, 2019-2020, we allocated the same similar amount, 297,500,000,000,
It's okay.
again to for bursary.
It's okay.
And towards the end of the financial year, we have a statement from CBK confirming around September, the funds were not disbursed. There was no disbursement from the checker due to the COVID-19 challenges. Schools were closed.
Okay.
We returned this money back to the.
It's
The
okay.
statements are there, Mr. Speaker.
I hear you, Mr.
Okay,
Governor.
that's fine.
But as much as I hear you, I want you to refer to page 76 of the same document. Are you there? 76?
Give me a minute, please. Which page, please, Council?
76.
76.
Mr. Kenyanjui, don't coach the witness. He is my witness. You'll have time when I yield.
I'm the Senate's witness, not your witness, please. Okay, Council, I've got the document, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
Page 76.
Are you there,
Yes.
Governor?
Yes.
Look at entry labeled 261. Correct? 61.
61. Yes, please. Yes. on the-
261. Yes?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
What date is it?
It is saying
What date?
that it is 12th July 2019.
Yes. What action is taking place?
The action is outward RTGS
Yes?
of two.
No, RTGS. From which account to which account?
This is from CBK to the county account.
CBK?
Let me just confirm.
No. Mr. Governor. Governor, please.
A second, kindly.
There is an intervention. Senator Olekina,
Governor, let me show you.
just hold on. Senator Olekina, what's your intervention?
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, proceed. I can answer that.
You are off record. Okay.
I am on mic. Off. And now? Okay. Mr. Speaker, I'm not sure whether I'm the only visitor in Jerusalem. I have no clue what the documents they're referring to. I'm trying to follow. I can't see. I got lost in between the documents which were being introduced and this current document. So if they can refer us to the file, the document, we can follow.
Council, which document are you referring to?
We are referring to this big blue file labeled as 9A. And Mr. Kenyanjui, stop pushing the witness.
Council Kinyanjui,
Council Kenyanjui,
you are the one who was complaining yesterday about.
I don't know why he's losing the decorum of a senior council.
Take your seat.
I was informing His Excellency the Governor.
Yep.
You seek leave. You seek leave.
Okay. Okay.
You seek leave of the chair.
I have, Mr. Speaker, so I did raise my hand and
Okay.
you motioned me.
Okay.
And I think Mr. Njiro did not see that.
Okay. What is your?
Honorable members, I don't mean any disrespect. What I was whispering to His Excellency the Governor is that in any case of any document he needs, he can just.
We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was informing His Excellency the Governor, whispering to him because Mr. Njiro was addressing, I think, another issue that on the file that we have to reference, it is their documents, and so I'm taking a little bit longer to look for them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Governor. I'm assuming that now you have the document, correct?
Let me go back to the document.
No.
You have somehow confused me. Okay, you've told me entry number, page 76, yeah?
Page 76.
I am there.
Entry labeled 261.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, entry number.
The date is which date?
Mr. Speaker, the entry number 261, the date is 12th July
12th July
2019.
2019.
RTGS. Outward transmission.
Yes.
To Nairobi County CBK. Okay, from CBK account to Nairobi County account.
Yes. 297. The rest. The governor explained. It must be the
Good answer.
listen, Governor.
Yes.
Is this the money that you said was returned to CBK?
Yes. Let me
Do
answer.
you have evidence of?
A question cannot answer another
Listen.
question, please.
Governor,
Yeah.
I'm asking you.
I've given you time. Now let me
Confirm that this is the money that you are
I
alleged.
cannot confirm
Okay.
because an answer cannot answer another answer. You have answered
Okay.
an answer.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
I'll give you a question.
Let's
Let me
have
answer.
some. You answer what he has asked
Yes,
first, then
yes.
systematically.
Okay.
And let me refresh. I want you
No,
to
I cannot.
confirm.
No, I don't want you to refresh. I don't want you to refresh. I've got the question. Let me answer.
Order, please. This is a court, and we need to follow the proceedings. Please, let's conduct ourselves in a civil manner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, okay.
So can I answer, Mr. Speaker?
Mr.
with
Speaker,
your
allow
permission?
me to refresh the question for his
I have the
benefit.
question, Mr.
No, he says he
Speaker.
has had the question,
I have
so
heard the question.
let
Mr.
him
Speaker.
answer. He doesn't need to be refreshed.
Mr. Speaker,
Yeah.
let me answer the question.
Answer.
The council is repeating himself in the manner in which is asking questions, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the council is referring to the disbursement of 2019 for bursary. Mr. Speaker, immediately after his clients were charged in court.
No, that's not the question I
No,
put.
I'm answering.
I'll come to
No,
that.
That is how I'm answering. You have a way of asking question, I've got a way of answering. So kindly.
Okay.
Okay. Yesterday you gave ruling.
I'll take less than a minute. Mr.
Okay,
Speaker.
Council, just hold on.
Only-
Let's see.
Yes, Mr.
Only
Speaker.
one, Mr. Speaker. You
No,
gave us
Let me
directions
answer, please.
that when a question of
Mr.
yes or no is
Mr.
put,
Speaker,
and this was
Council.
confirmed by Senator Judge Mazayo, an experienced judge, that an answer must be given in that nature.
Council, just to relax.
The answer is no, and I've got reasons why it is no. So let me explain why it's no, why you are misleading the House. I'm on oath. I cannot lie to the House. I was once a senator. I know the repercussions of lying.
Okay.
This House has powers equivalent to the powers of High Court. I can be charged with perjury.
Proceed to answer.
So just relax, Council. Let me answer. Mr. Speaker, with all the due respect, the Council is misleading the House. Immediately after his clients were charged in court for stealing taxpayers' money, diverting to their proxy's account, to their wife's account, I immediately stopped the process of issuing checks direct to MCS. What we did, Mr. Speaker, and we have a law which we amended, and it is in the public domain. We agreed that all payments should be taken to the bank. Request for payment should be taken to the bank. Then the county, through the bank, our bank is Cooperative Bank, transmits the money through RTGS direct to schools. And Mr. The page where the council is referring to, and I want to repeat myself, to page 76 of his affidavit, whatever. Transaction number 261, 12th July 2019. This is a genuine transaction, Mr. Speaker. The same debt, this same amount is captured in the statement, Mr. Speaker.
That statement is
Number
not
one,
before us.
number one, Mr. Speaker, the statement, same date,
Mr. Speaker,
12th July,
Mr. Speaker, if you may,
just after
may the
after
witness
30 minutes.
restrict himself to the documents before you.
It is in the, Mr. Speaker, 12th July 2019. This same money,
Governor, are those documents with us?
They are not filed.
Mr. Speaker, this is a statement from Cooperative Bank. The same money is alleging
No,
it is
the-
found in the statement
But
for,
is
for
it
bursary for previous years.
Is
For
it-
previous
No,
year.
no.
The
Is
money was transferred to Cooperative Bank.
But is
It
it-
has a list of all the beneficiaries. Over
Mr. Speaker,
100,000
the
students. who benefited.
document is not
But
before
what we
you.
are saying, if it's not filed, then you can't use it.
Correct?
That is the rule.
Correct, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Council, what do you want
Thank you
to?
very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable senators. Mr. Kwangamboya sought to produce these documents, and he pleaded because he has been negatively implicated by that notice of summons, and he sought, please allow me to produce this whole bunch so that I can demonstrate what has been alleged against him. And he has now referred to the documents disputing the alleged receipt of 10 million. So
He was
they were
asking
all
you yesterday.
together.
Yesterday was already out of time.
No. I'm sorry.
If it's
Mr.
yesterday.
Speaker, sir, it's
Yeah.
because, with respect,
Okay.
honorable members, with respect, because the summons were sought for by Mr. Njiru, and the ruling was delivered by Mr. Speaker, sir, yesterday that he should be summoned, and yet he was not originally within the witnesses sought by the prosecuting team. So when the grant was made that summons can issue, immediately he rose and said, may I have the leave to have the documents brought in? We anticipated, although it's wrong to anticipate pursuant to your rules, that he could produce these documents in defense of his position. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members.
Mr. Speaker.
I'm closing. I'm justifying why, because an attack has been made on His Excellency. Why are you referring to documents you have not brought? They are the author of this scenario, with respect. Served late. Their notification. Had they told us in advance?
Kenyanju is eating into our time.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, sir, that is the reason why.
And the
documents have been
application is
attacked.
belated.
Okay.
Governor, answer the
Okay,
question.
let the governor proceed.
Is that the amount of the money you said was returned to CPK?
Yes, the amount of the money returned to CBK, yes, is the same.
Do you have evidence of return?
Yes, the CBK, I've got the CBK
Have you
statement.
tabled that evidence before this
Yes,
tribunal?
during my, when I was testifying in the morning, I tabled the document is in the affidavits in my affidavit. The amounts in figures were the same. 2018, 2019, 2020, the amounts were the same.
Okay, let's make progress.
And Mr. Speaker, maybe as the,
9B.
Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, Mr. Speaker,
Governor,
some of the
Yes, Governor, yes.
documents.
take the next file.
Mr. Speaker, with your permission, please.
9B.
On the floor, yes, Senator.
Thank
I mean,
you.
the governor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with all the due respect, Mr. Speaker, as my counsels indicated earlier, the counsel served us with his files and affidavits past 7 p.m. the day we were supposed to be filed. We requested for these statements at Cooperative Bank. They were very voluminous, Mr. Speaker. They are over 600 pages. Actually, we were delayed by the bank in printing of these statements. They were satisfied today in the morning, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, with all the due respect, I was a member of this house requesting, because we made 80 copies, these are bank statements. If, I don't know, in the instance of time, if I can be allowed either to serve a copy to the clerk or yourself, Mr. Speaker, so that
Mr. Speaker,
the funds is referring
you've pronounced
to,
yourself on that issue. So let's proceed, Governor.
I'm just requesting
Okay,
the House from another angle. You have never been a senator, my friend.
Okay,
It's a
okay,
language we are appealing
Governor, Governor,
to colleagues.
Governor. Okay, I've heard your question. I'll respond to that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed, Council.
Governor, do you have this volume of document labeled 10H? It's your document.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Please open with me page 170.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I'm there, page 170.
What is the document that you're looking at?
This Central Bank of Kenya.
Yes.
It is a transaction showing stopped RTGS payments. It is dated 1st September 2020. And the transaction is 12th July 2019.
How much money is in issue?
It's same. I've told you the allocation for bursary fund was the same.
Does that
Previous year same and 2019, 2020 is the same.
Is that document indicating a refund or a return of that amount?
No, this is a refund because it is saying stopped. And by then there were no allocations from the exchequer because of COVID challenges.
When was it refunded?
No, this is another financial year. This
Yes,
was
I'm
refunded. It was refunded
When
on first.
Was that money refunded?
This document has been authenticated.
When was the money refunded, Governor?
First, it was not refunded. It was not even available.
Okay, when was it returned?
All the counties didn't have money, Mr. Speaker, due to
When?
COVID challenges.
I am looking at the date. When?
It
Which
was
date?
withdrawn from the IB. It doesn't mean it was returned.
Which date, Governor?
1st September
1st
2020.
September.
Yes. But the transaction we are talking of, 16th July 2019, is captured in the statement,
Yes.
the same date.
I
It
know
went
I am
to all the
asking those
schools
questions.
through RTGS.
Governor, I am aware that you know the provisions of Section 30 of the County Government Act, yes?
Yes.
And you know it relates the functions of the governor, correct?
Yes.
And I know you're aware that among the functions of the governor
Yes.
is to be accountable for the management and use of the county resources, yes?
Yes.
Is that one of your functions?
No, but
That is one of your
no,
functions.
but in the recent
Governor,
ruling by this
I am reading the
honorable
law.
House in the Waiguru impeachment.
I am reading the law, Governor.
Okay.
I am putting to you
Yeah.
that Section 30
Yes.
requires you to be accountable for the management and use of the county resources, yes?
If I've broken one of those laws, but for now I've not broken anything.
You are aware, Governor, that you are the buck stops with you, yes? In the management and accountability.
In some of the
Mr.
areas,
Speaker, may
in
we
some
have
of
the
the areas, all
protection
the issues,
because
but in some areas, chief
Mr.
officers.
Kenyanjui is passing notes to the governor, and it's very offensive.
Mr. Kenyanjui,
Mr. Kenyanjui, be honorable as the Senate Council.
I think I want to caution you now. This is not a market. This is the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, and sitting here now as a court. Please, if you don't behave with decorum, I will have no choice but to ask you to leave. Proceed.
You're also aware that among the functions that you have is to submit county plans and policies to the county assembly for approvals, yes?
Mr. Speaker,
That is your function,
Mr.
yes
Speaker,
or no?
before I proceed, this is a simple note from Harrison. I'll give it to the Sergeant at Arms to pass it over you. He's advising me, just become the lawyer wants to annoy you, relax, respect the Honorable Senate. So the advocate is advising me. I can give it to the Sergeant at Arms.
Governor, okay,
But he knows that is wrong.
we take that.
You can consult your advocate,
Governor.
Mr. Speaker, during
Okay,
proceedings.
as a governor.
Thank you.
You are aware that among your functions is to submit the county plans and policies to the county assembly, yes?
Yes.
I now want to refer you to file labeled as 9B. Are you there? 9B, Honorable Senators.
No, he needs to be given the file.
Let me look for it.
9B, the black file. The black file. Move with me to page 631. Governor.
Yeah, just a minute. I'm removing the previous part, which are here.
I can share this with you, Governor. You now have the file. 631, yes? You're there, Governor?
Yes.
But before that, move with me with speed to confirm that that is a tender document relating to Dandora Stadium, yes?
Yes.
Would you kindly read out the description of that project? Where it is highlighted, the first paragraph.
Proposed stadia have a 3,000 capacity sitting on concrete terraces.
Yes, concrete?
Terraces.
Yes.
And steel truss.
Yes.
Like carbonated sheets.
Correct.
Same
What
base-
was the stadium to be constructed of?
Concrete.
Concrete what? Terraces, yes?
Yes.
Move with me to page 808. (808), Governor, you will not be there if you go with that speed. Yes?
Yes.
Confirm, before we read that letter, to whom the project or the tender was awarded to.
Scanjet Construction Limited.
Scarlet Construction, yes?
Yes.
Look at the letter dated 12th of September 2018.
Yes.
Who is the author?
The Chief Officer, Urban Renewal Housing and Project Management.
Is that your officer?
Yes.
Is that officer under you? Is that your officer?
She's no longer there with us.
No, I'm not asking the personality,
She's
the
not my
office.
officer. She's not my officer. She's no longer with us, Mr. Speaker.
Do you have an office in your county government structures labeled as Urban Renewal Housing and Project Management?
Yeah, we have that department. We don't have such an officer.
You have that department, yes?
Yes.
What is the content of that letter?
The entire letter, or the content.
Yes. Would you read the first? Read it.
Proposed construction of and completion of 4 number
Okay.
stadia within Nairobi.
Yes. Read the first paragraph.
A site visit conducted on the 12th September 2018 at Dandora established the following:
Yes.
that you have continued to do works that were not in the contract.
Yes.
Bills of quantities and drawings, especially the heavily reinforced and expansive concrete planes
What was the company doing?
constructing the stadium.
With what materials?
But there was an addendum.
With what materials, Governor? We'll come to that.
Works. I'm not an engineer, so
What materials were being used? Concrete or steel?
you have deviated from reinforced concrete terraces. But no, it's not me. Because I'm not.
It's okay, Governor. Read. Read. What deviation was done?
You have deviated from reinforced concrete terraces and preparing grounds for steel terraces.
Yeah. Move with me to page 841. Yes? Page 841. Yes, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Confirm that that is a report from the Public Procurement and Regulation Authority dated 23rd September 2019, yes?
Yes.
If you are there, then move very fast to page 856.
Yes.
Would you read entry or paragraph number 5?
Forgery of documents.
Yes, read.
The contract documents appear to have been forged, including a cabinet memo to state that the stadium should be steel structures when the work is at 70% complete.
Yes, continue.
all the photocopied documents submitted to the authority by the county government of Nairobi were not certified as true copies of the originals.
Yes.
As demanded by the authority. Therefore, it was not possible for the authority to conclude that the documents were either authentic or otherwise. It was not able. So they could have been authentic or not.
So you are simply,
Because the documents were not submitted.
the authority is saying there was a variation of the tender terms. Yes?
Even there was an addendum done, which is,
I will come to that.
Which is okay.
I'll come to that.
The one,
Read,
has gone the still way.
go to page 5857
Yes.
and you read entry number 6, paragraph 6C.
Yes.
What is the content?
All the documents submitted to the authority by the county government of Nairobi were not certified as true copies. Just to certify.
Yes.
Were not certified as true copies of the original.
Yes.
As demanded by the authority.
Yes.
Yeah.
D, number D, paragraph D.
Which one? E or D?
D, D.
D for dog.
Yes.
The county government paid the contractor an amount of, no, this was a lie. It was not.
Read.
The county government paid the contractor an amount of 196,876,000.
Yes.
As evinced by the payment record highlighted herewith.
Yes.
I continue.
That is page 857.
They're alleging that 196 million was paid, but this is a lie. The
Okay,
correct
go
figure
to
that was
paragraph
paid
7.
is less than 100 million.
Read paragraph 7.
Yes, I'm there. Recommendations.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the content?
The content.
Paragraph A.
It is the authorities' considered opinion that the subject contract documents and the annexures attached to this report should be subjected to more investigations to determine.
Should be subjected to investigation, yes?
But the investigations are still ongoing to determine whether they have been forged, whether they have been forged or not.
Look at your affidavit.
Including cabinet memorandum to state that the stadium should be still when the work is nearing completion.
Was this report brought to your attention?
No.
As a chief executive officer?
No, they are my juniors who are relevant to, who have been
Does
assigned
that
to do
mean that in your governance, it is true what was testified by Janet Ouko Muthoni, that you have a dysfunctional system and that is why this was never brought to your attention?
No. No.
So was this brought to your attention?
But the officers
this brought to your attention?
It was brought maybe to my CECs, my county secretaries, my chief officers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I read the law to you that you are the most and the buck stops with you about accountability, yes?
No, you are lying to the House.
Okay. I want to refer you to your paragraph 48, appearing on page 12, document labeled 10H. 10H, the governor's document. 10H. 10H. Governor, you can have this for purpose of expediency.
Which page?
Governor, I want you to refer to this.
Yeah, I'm having some.
Nyanji sympathy. Okay, have a look at that.
Yes, I'm there.
Would you kindly read that, confirm that this is your affidavit?
Yes, I deny in total charges in paragraph.
Confirm that this is your affidavit?
Yeah.
Read paragraph 45.
I deny in total the charges in paragraph 1E, as I have no role to play in the procurement, which is true.
Yes.
Of goods and services. I state, moreover, The issue of the construction of the Dandora Stadium is being investigated by the authorities.
By the EACC, correct?
Agencies. I've not finished this.
By the EACC,
You
correct?
told me to read. Let me finish.
Is the matter
The
being,
issue
Governor?
of construction of the stadium
We want to
is
save
being
time.
investigated by other authorities, agencies like
Okay.
EACC.
Good.
Yeah.
So it is within your knowledge
Yes.
from your deponent's documents that the matter is being investigated, yes?
Investigations are maybe still ongoing.
And you have seen your officer saying and advising on the question of the variation, yes?
No, that is,
You deny your officer?
she's no longer with us, so I don't know.
I'm
where
not
she is.
asking the person, the office. The office of that officer, is it still in existence?
Yes, it is, but the current officer has not.
Has the
Commented.
Dora Stadium been completed?
No, it is not.
What was the completion period?
1.5 years,
And how many years down the line now?
but it was the construction was suspended.
What has stalled the construction?
We did an addendum. We wanted.
What
to-
has stalled the construction?
The investigations are still ongoing.
Okay.
And they're
Mr.
not
Speaker,
complete.
sir, allow me to yield to Mr. Milimo. He has a very 2-3 more limbs. We gave latitude to the other witnesses. Mr. Speaker,
How much more time do you want? Because already 1 hour is over, which I given.
we need about just 30 minutes only. 30. Because he has the issue of the daughter flying to the UK, to the US, and he's going to
Okay,
be
I'll
with
give
it.
you 30. Time is not a strategy, it will end.
Thank you.
It will.
But as I go and yield, did you have the look of the videos that were played here?
No, I was not in the house.
No, yesterday.
My lawyers had a look.
Did they inform you what was played?
No,
Did they inform you?
no.
Have you rebutted that evidence?
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Milimo is my name. I'll be taking Milimo is my name. I'll take the last few portions of resignation of the governor. Mr. Governor, first, of course, I want you to confirm that you are the Chief Executive Officer
Yes.
of the County Government of Nairobi.
Yeah.
And Governor, you are aware that MCS, just as well as yourself, are both elected leaders.
Yes. True.
And you agree with me, Governor, because we're going to cooperate quickly, that both the county assembly members and the governor are independent officers that have independent mandate.
Yeah.
And you agree with me, Governor, that both the county assembly as well as the governor are accountable organs
Yes.
of the county government,
Yes.
and that none of them has a right to gag the other.
Depends on the circumstances.
Yes, but at least generally you have no right to gag the other.
No, if they divert public funds, we can deal with them as provided for in the law.
Okay. And you agree with me that both the governor and the county assembly must be accountable for all purposes and intents.
Yeah.
And Governor, do you agree with me that one of the things that will bring about accountability is the impeachment process that is before you?
I'm not aware.
And do you agree with me, Governor, that you went to court to stop this process of impeachment?
There was an ongoing case, which was there's a ruling that was delivered.
Yes, and in that ruling, the court denied to stop the process of
No,
impeachment.
there was an ongoing case.
Was there a ruling at any point delivered towards whether or not, the
Yes.
question of whether or not the impeachment will proceed?
I'm not aware because I've not been in court. But I know our orders were extended for, no, that was the budget case before Justice Mrima.
Yes, but you're aware you filed a case, petition number 35 in Employment Labor Relations Court.
Yeah, but the case is still active in court.
Are you aware whether a ruling was delivered on
We
the
were
9th?
told to go back to court.
I'm asking a question. Are you aware that a ruling was delivered on 9th of December 2020?
9th?
Of December 2020 on the question of whether or not these impeachment
No,
proceedings
I
were
have to
proceeding?
confirm with my lawyer on record because I'm not going to court from that time.
Okay, very well. And are you aware that the court dismissed your request or prayers seeking that these impeachment proceedings
Those
be stopped?
those are normal processes in court.
Are you aware?
I'm
If
not.
yes,
I'm not aware.
you are not aware.
Yes.
So that all the issues you've talked about related to court process, unless you want selective recollection of evidence, are things that are not within your knowledge.
But the subjudice rule is very clear. It doesn't talk about court orders. It talks about any active matter in court.
Yes, you have avoided that question, but nevertheless, we shall proceed.
Any matter active in court.
One of the things I want to ask you, Governor,
Yes.
is that you are where you are invited when the impeachment proceedings commenced at the National Assembly. You are invited by the Assembly. Were you or were you not?
I was invited.
You were invited, and the date.
And my lawyers proceeded to the assembly with the documents. They were stopped.
Let's go slow.
By the Senate.
The date that you were to appear was on the 3rd of December 2020.
Yes.
And that is the date that the impeachment motion was tabled, correct?
Yes.
And do you remember the advice or direction that you were given on your mode of appearance on that day of 3rd of December 2020?
I don't remember.
You cannot recollect.
Yes.
You have talked about evidence relating to 2017, 2016, 2019. You can't remember something that happened just a few weeks ago?
No.
So answer the question. Do you remember the mode you were asked that you would appear, the mode of appearance?
I don't remember because the service was not properly done.
You cannot recall.
Yes.
2 ways of appearance. Are you aware that you can either appear physically or virtually?
Yeah, I learned it from here, from the Senate, when the communications were done by the,
You learned
by
from
the
the Senate.
speaker. Yes.
Do you recall that you are supposed to appear virtually? Yes or no?
No.
You do not recall. So were you advised how to appear?
But an appearance you can even be.
Were you advised? Did that letter state to you?
My lawyer came physically.
It's not about whether your lawyer came. The question is, in that letter, was there a direction of how you would appear?
I don't remember.
You cannot remember.
Yes.
That's very well. So when you sent your lawyer to go to the county assembly, was
Yes.
it on your own volition or based on the direction from the assembly?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
When you sent your lawyers to go to the assembly to appear for you, did you read the letter that invited you there, or you did it on your own volition?
If I have lawyers to deal with my legal matters, that is up to them to handle the issues. They can represent me on my behalf.
So you did not bother whether or not there was any direction in the letter of invitation?
If the lawyers came, then they were aware, they knew what they were doing.
Okay, so that is for your lawyers.
Yes.
You've said so much about the proceedings of 3rd December 2020, Governor.
Yes.
And you are aware that a county assembly, just as is the Senate, is a house of record.
Yes.
And you also agree with me, Governor, that the record of such assembly or Senate proceedings is a conclusive evidence of what transpired on that particular day or event.
Sorry, come again?
The record of such a house is the conclusive evidence of what transpired on such a particular event or proceeding.
No. House, like Senate, it is respected. They don't do, break the law like what transpired in the assembly. So you cannot compare the assembly and the Senate.
Yes, but at least the prima facie evidence or the evidence is the record of what transpired.
For the Senate and the assembly is very different.
Okay, for the Senate, what is the record? The record is conclusive, correct?
For the Senate, it's okay, but for the assembly, no.
Yes, for the Senate is okay.
They commit a lot of illegalities.
Yes.
So what happened?
Yes.
They're aware of what transpired.
Yes.
There are no numbers. They've been forging signatures of MCs.
Before we go there.
The Senate here, the speaker with the clerk cannot forge signatures of members.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are, we have some crooks there in the assembly. Your clients.
Okay.
This is a house of integrity. You cannot compare with a house of people swindling taxpayers' money.
Governor, you've been Yes, I was asking. Yes, I was asking Mr. Speaker that at least that word be withdrawn. Those are leaders that are elected, and they cannot be labeled as crooks.
They can be, see, they've been stealing. It's in the public domain and they've been charged in court.
Yes, nevertheless, we will proceed, Governor. You are aware that this impeachment process,
Yes.
especially referring to the county assembly,
Yes.
has different organs that handle the paperwork and everything at different times.
No.
Does the office of the clerk have any role to play
Which
in the
we are
impeachment?
referring to
Clerk
the
of the
Senate?
county assembly?
No.
They don't have a role. Does the
I'm not
office?
an MCA, so I'm not conversant to the standing orders of the assembly.
Yes. Does the office of the speaker have any role to play in the impeachment process at the assembly, county assembly?
Yes.
Yes. And are you aware that for purposes of all the papers that are delivered to the county assembly, they are normally delivered to the clerk of the assembly?
Yes.
And that therefore the clerk is the accounting officer for purposes of the papers relating to these impeachment proceedings
Yes.
that were tabled before you.
Yes.
And you appear to have had a problem with the papers that were delivered to the county assembly.
My lawyers will handle that.
Your lawyers will handle that.
Yes.
Did you at any point in time, Governor, invite or ask the Senate to summon the clerk of the county assembly to come and answer to any issues relating to the paperwork that was delivered at the county assembly?
The witnesses summoned.
Did you or did you not? Did you summon or did you not?
The application is in our witness statement, so I'm not aware. I've not seen the witness statement.
So at least you've not.
We do not read all the volumes, all the affidavits.
So the question is, did you ask for someone against the clerk or not?
I'll have to consult my lawyers.
You'll have to consult your lawyer.
Yes.
You have had you can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing, you appear to have a problem with the proceedings that commenced and went on and continued at the county assembly.
Come again?
You appear to have a problem with the impeachment proceedings at the county assembly of Nairobi.
Law was not followed.
Okay, you have that problem of law.
Yeah.
Yes. And at any point in time, did you ask the Senate to summon the accounting organ of the county assembly?
No, we requested for MCS to be summoned.
You requested for MCS to be summoned.
Yeah, and they
Yes.
were around waiting to testify, but because of time,
So you did not
we were
summon.
not able to do that.
Yes, so you did not ask the speaker to be availed at all to answer to any issues that you would have, correct?
It is not me to ask to request for the speaker to come.
It's not you to ask.
We have our witnesses. You have
Yes.
the witnesses.
Yes, Mr. Governor,
Yes.
you referred to a certain document at page, Mr. Speaker, page
Yes.
221, volume 10H.
10H.
10H of your documents, page 221. Page 221, volume 10H. (10H) of that document, Governor. That's the letter dated, I think, 7th December.
Yes.
Yes. All I want you to confirm, of course, yes, if you confirm, Governor, that you are the boss of the Nairobi City County
Yes.
Executive,
Yes.
and confirm to me that this is a letter that is written by one of your officers, written to yourself.
Come again?
Okay. You indicated
Yeah.
issues relating to Director of Criminal Investigations.
Yes.
I want to put a direct question. Is this letter emanating from the Director of Criminal Investigations,
No,
DCI?
this an officer from the CID. We have a county unit for CID and police officers seconded to us by the National Police Service.
That letterhead, 221, the letterhead is for which organ?
The letters for Nairobi County,
Nairobi City County, correct?
any matters pertaining to investigations are being handled by the CID officers attached
Yes.
to the county.
Let's go slow. Let's
Yes.
go slow.
Yeah.
Yes. Is there anywhere that somebody is saying that this is an officer attached to the county?
Yes.
Where is it?
When he signs Director, Investigation and Information Analysis,
Yes.
And we don't own the charge sheet. The charge sheet, you can see the heading.
No. Let's
It's from
deal
the
with
National
it.
Police Service.
I'm asking,
Yes.
in the document I've referred you is at page 221.
Yes.
Confirm to me that this document is under the letterhead of your county government.
Yes, but I've said these are CID officers from the DCI's office, CID headquarters, attached to the county government of Nairobi to do investigations.
Yes, the second question is, this letter is written to you as their boss, correct?
Yes, this is a memo because there were ongoing instructions. So they were briefing me. They have succeeded in arresting the suspects.
Very good.
Now they wanted funds to go to Homa Bay, other schools in Rift Valley.
Yes, very
to
good.
gather for some more evidence.
Of course, you agree with me that your officers have no right of the county to arrest any person.
These are CID officers attached to the county.
I'm talking about the county officers, not CID.
They have a right of arresting.
Yes. On a criminal charge?
Yes.
Under which law?
Not under the National Police Standing Order.
I'm
National
talking about
Police Service.
county officers.
These are CID officers attached to the county.
Okay. You have no evidence of that attachment, correct? Yes,
And
but
they're the
let's-
ones who conducted the arrests,
Okay.
not the county officers.
No problem. Let's go on, Governor. You shall recall that this letter had a specific purpose that you have not disclosed to this House. And I want to refer you to the last paragraph at page 222 of the same document, the next page.
222.
Yes, that is the next page.
Yes.
Look at the last paragraph. What was this officer seeking? This is a director, investigation, information analysis. What is he seeking in that paragraph?
You see, once CID officers.
Okay, read it.
I know, but okay.
What is he seeking?
The case.
What is he seeking?
You've told me to read.
Okay, read it.
Let me read. You cannot ask two questions at the same time. Council.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, Governor.
The case requires traveling because we have witnesses in Homa Bay. There are schools which are there and students need to receive bursary.
So what is he seeking?
There are letters which were written. So he's saying in Homa Bay County, she's saying Homa Bay County and some areas of Rift Valley. Therefore, we require urgent facilitations like fuel, if they'll spend there like 3-4 days accommodation, money for food.
Very good.
And facilitations to enable us.
Yes, thank you.
Move.
Yes, so thank you, Governor. So this person is seeking for money.
No, for facilitation. For
Facilitation in terms of money to go and do whatever they are supposed to do,
fuel,
correct?
for accommodation. Yeah,
Yes.
I can say yes.
The long and short of it is money, isn't it?
Interest.
Yes. And the reason why they put a lot of flour and GC information in this is so that you can top up
There's nothing
money.
like there's nothing like flour
Okay.
when poor students have
Okay.
been denied bursary funds.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So I put it to you that all that language was used so that then you release more facilitation to this officer, Governor.
You see, this habit has been there. The scandal has been there since 2016.
Yes. So
we're
is-
the ones who stopped it.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Governor. Yes. Is any of the first is the mover of the motion that brought you here among the people who have been charged with all these charge sheets that you've read out? Is he among any of those who have been charged?
No, he has not been charged, but he's among the
has
people who are
not-
supposed to be charged any time from now. They even check for his constituencies which have been diverted.
Yes. Of course, you are not a DCI.
Yes, I'm not an investigator. I just read the investigation report.
Yes. Of course, you have no power to arrest yourself, correct?
I can't
Very
arrest you.
good. You've talked about diverted checks by MCA,
Yes.
and I'll refer you particularly to page 229
Yes.
of the same document.
Yes. 229.
Yeah, 229 of the same document.
Yes, I'm there.
This is a document that you refer to. The simple thing I want to ask you, is there any MCA who's been charged in respect of these alleged investigations?
Their peers, wives. There is no MCA.
Is there any MCA?
There is no MCA who can open
Thank you.
a fake
You-
school account on his name, but they are proxies, wives,
you've had-
wives, peers.
Okay, let's go to the next question, Governor. There's no MCA who's been charged. You also referred to a certain document.
But
that
their
have-
proxies have been charged.
Okay. You cannot say that. You have no mandate to say
It has
that.
been said in the investigation report.
Okay,
PA to MCA Karen, wife
Yes.
to the PA.
Yes.
So these are proxies of MCS.
that is okay. So
if
you
your
have,
clerk is arrested, that is your proxy.
that is okay.
Yes.
That's okay. So you have also referred to many documents, and there's a document that at some point you referred to which had not been admitted to this, and you said so many things. You said is for the Hansard purposes,
Yes.
And you mentioned named, you called in a lot of evidence that led to. All I want to confirm to you is that the information you are reading is from that document that was not admitted by this house. But you say this for Hansard
No, I have requested, because the circumstances behind that was not properly explained.
Yes.
As I've said, for instance, the bank statements were very voluminous, over 1,000 pages. We got them satisfied this morning. By the time we were bringing them to the house, we were time barred.
Yes.
So I've renewed that application to the Honorable Speaker, so we'll wait whether he'll allow, especially the one for the 297 million.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Governor. All I'm asking is that that document was not admitted.
I leave that to the Speaker to
Yes.
on
Secondly,
that at a later stage.
are you aware that such information, that all you said from that document is not admissible because the document is not before the House? Yes or no? Are you aware?
On what?
You are not aware.
The document has been authenticated. It has been certified.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Governor. Yes, I'll go to one of the most, of course, sensitive issues that you've been referred to.
Yes.
And because you yourself opened up,
Yeah.
I want to refer you to you quickly.
Yes.
You have a daughter
Yes.
in the name of
Yeah.
Saum.
We have children. All of
Yes,
us, everybody.
thank you. And this issue has been very contentious.
Yeah.
You agree that indeed that's your good daughter?
Sorry?
You agree it is your daughter?
Yes, she's my daughter.
And you agree with all of us that your daughter has never been employed as a county officer in the
Yes,
Nairobi
she has
City
never
County?
been. She has never been employed as a county officer.
Thank you so much. But nevertheless, you agree with us that your daughter traveled at some point to the United States of America?
Yes, true.
Yes, and of course, all I would want this house to know is that then she traveled in what capacity?
In the delegation, as a woman.
As a delegation.
Even the president, even governors travel with their family.
Yes,
all
that's
over.
okay. That's okay.
Yes.
All we
And
also are interested.
the costs are met by the government.
Yes.
Yes.
All that we are interested to know, therefore, is that simply, yes, she went as a delegation, but
Actually the status confirmed. I
Yes.
think we have that later.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But all we are interested to know is that was there any money spent on her travel by the county assembly, county government?
There was nothing that was transferred to our account, and if you have proof, you can bring the statement.
Yeah. So there is money.
Even to my wife, we catered for some of the expenses.
I
think apart from the flight ticket, from the air tickets, we catered for the accommodation.
The county assembly respects your wife, so I want also to respect your wife.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go to your family. All I'm asking is, was there any county government money of Nairobi that was spent on your daughter's subject travel?
Come again
Yes
with that
or
question.
no?
Come again with that question.
Sorry?
Repeat your question.
I'm saying,
Yes.
was there any money
Yes.
from the county government of Nairobi
Yes.
that was spent
Yes.
to facilitate or otherwise be utilized by your daughter
No.
to travel to the US?
No.
There was no money that was spent.
Apart from the air tickets, no.
Yes. So the air ticket money, was it paid by the county?
Air ticket, no, for my wife was paid by the county, I think.
No, I've said I will not.
It's 2018, 2019, so I can't remember everything. But there is nothing that was transferred to my wife or my daughter. And you have proof, you can bring that statement to confirm. Or any transfer.
Yes, thank you. You have answered that it was
These
paid.
are just methods to divert attention.
Yes, that's
from the
okay.
issues, yes.
That is okay.
Yeah.
You've answered that it was paid. Yes, I want to refer you to. I want to refer you to your own document, Governor.
Yes.
That you produced to us here. That is volume 10.
Yeah.
It's written D, volume 10, D at page 612.
Page 10. Which volume?
6. It's written D.
D
10.
Volume 3.
Volume 3 of this.
You have an extra copy?
Volume 3 of your documents, starting from pages 423 to 657.
You have an extra copy?
Okay, sorry. Let's see whether we can get one. Yes. So page 3.
Which page you're saying?
Page 612.
Yes, I'm there.
You are there. So, of course, you agree that these are your own documents. Is that so?
But I'm not the author of that document.
Okay, but these are your own documents. You're the one who brought them here.
It's one of the documents that was found.
This is one of the documents that you brought it here.
Yes.
Of course, you can see there are two names there.
Yes.
I want to avoid the first name. I want to go to the second person who is named there. And with a lot of respect, just read the names of that person who is written there.
It is not clear.
It's your document.
It is our document, but we are to use it to cross-examine
Yeah.
witnesses who are supposed to come.
Yes.
Because this is not a county document. It's not never originated from the county.
No, but you are the author of that document.
No.
But I can.
No, you can check who is the author. There's a company called Premium Agency.
But you brought it yourself.
We are supposed to cross-examine a witness on it. Because you are not the author of this document. There's a reason why this document is in my affidavit.
Then I would allow you to read it together with 9C if my learned colleague can refer you to it. Our document 9C.
Yes.
It's more clear. 9C, it's the same document. But if my colleague is not ready, I can hand over to the governor. It's the same document. Yes. That's the same document. Yes. So it's the same document, 9C. That is at page 1126. 9C.
Yeah, I'm there.
1126. So what I'm requesting, Governor, that you do for us, one question only.
I don't have the document. Yes, proceed.
Yes, thank you, Governor. One question only. You can see there are two names, of course, indicated or stated in that document.
Yes.
I'm interested in the second name. Kindly just read. Is it the same? No, it's actually 1127. Sorry. 1127.
Come again?
1127. Same document that I gave you, 1127. But the next page.
Before. A page before. After. Oh, yeah. It should be
1128. 1128, sorry. It appears there is yeah, okay. 1128, correct. So kindly just read the second name there, which is the same document that you refers us to.
Yes.
So in the second name.
It's an invoice by the Premier Plan.
The name.
Premier Plan. Name is Saumu Agnes Mbuvi, my daughter.
Yes, and what is the destination of that?
Well, this is what the document is here. They have written
what? Yes, read
they have written ward administrator, but my daughter is not a ward administrator.
Yes.
I'm not the author of this document.
But of course, you brought it to us. So
we brought it so that we can question. Witnesses were supposed to come and testify, but we're not denied.
No problem.
We're not given a chance.
Yes, thank you. You've answered the question. Yes.
This is not me, not my daughter.
Yes.
Not my wife. It's a company called Premier Plan.
Very well. Yes. Yes.
One of the witnesses was supposed to.
Very well. Thank you, Governor. Of course, in the same document, I want to refer you quickly to page 1133. Go to the next page. 1133.
Okay.
1133. 1133. Are you there?
I need your guidance, please. I can't see 1133. I'm seeing only 11. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I'm interested, Governor.
Yes.
Where I think the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The seventh line. This is a document of impressed warrant. You agree with me?
Yes.
What is the nature of the duty that is being stated, in that document?
Okay, I know what you are referring to.
Written in handwritten, yes.
Okay, written in handwritten.
Handwritten.
Not from computer.
Handwritten.
Well, okay. Being impressed for 7.
Being interest for what?
For 20. Is it,
Can I read it for you?
Yes, yes, yes.
The document reads, being impressed for county first lady and ward administrator to travel to USA.
Yes,
That is what the document reads.
yes.
And this is a document from your institution, correct? It's an impressed warrant, you agree? What is the amount stated up there?
The amount
Apply for
The amount is 2.6 million.
2.6 million.
Payable to Joyce Kijanjui and not my wife or my daughter or myself.
Yes, yes, thank you. We've stated what that is. So thank you up to that level, Mr. Governor. So we go next very quickly. There's a letter that you refer to at page 59, volume 10H.
59.
Volume 10H.
You're through with the document?
Yes, oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that courtesy.
So, which volume? Next.
Volume 10H, page 59. Yes, that is page 59.
Yes.
Just confirm, Governor, that that is.
This one.
Yes, confirm, Governor, that that letter is dated 23rd November 2020.
Yes.
Yes, and that is a letter that is written by yourself.
My office, yes, signed by myself. Yes.
Signed by yourself. So when was the impeachment motion tabled at the County Assembly?
I think on 26th.
On 26th of December, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So the date of your letter is 23rd, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Was this letter at any point in time copied to the mover of the motion?
No, because he was.
It was not copied.
It was being his own investigation.
It was not copied to him.
Yes.
So that you wrote this letter, not copied to him, and you want to allege that the reason for tabling of the motion was because of this letter.
But he's aware because he was summoned by the DCI. His name appears.
Yes, very well.
Yes.
Very well. So actually, I want to put it to you, Governor, that you wrote this letter after you got wind of the intended impeachment proceedings to blackmail.
I disagree with you because
You
the letter
disagree.
is received.
Okay.
No, the letter is received on the same date.
Yes. Thank you.
And again,
Now,
also, your client is mentioned in the Auditor General report,
Very-
fulfilling the county
yes.
3 million and is supposed to refund that money.
Yes. Thank you.
2018, 2019 Auditor
Yes.
General report.
Thank you, Governor. You mentioned something about Janet, who was your former officer.
Yes.
Yes. Of course, of course, unfortunately, refer to her,
Yes.
very strong words.
Yes.
But I want to ask you, Governor, do you have any evidence?
Yes.
What is your intervention? There is, Council Harrison.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members. It's just that I noted that the red light is on, and on account of your, Mr. Speaker's assignment to me a strict timeline, I thought the same should apply to him as well. I stuck to your timeline. Honorable members, out of respect and deference to you, I stuck to the timeline. He should.
5 minutes only.
Okay.
I wasn't given 5 minutes.
No, I gave you a lot of latitude, and I've leaned backwards for you on many things.
Yes.
So let me also just execute my duty. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, Governor, I want just to establish one thing, whether you understand where the trial of impeachment proceedings takes place, whether it is at the County Assembly or at the Senate.
Come again, please.
Do you know where trial of impeachment proceedings takes place, whether it is in the County Assembly or it is in the Senate?
In both houses. First, it's taken to the.
Do you know where the trial? Do you know what is a trial?
Yes.
So do you know where the trial takes place?
It starts at the assembly.
It's a?
It starts at the assembly and ends at the Senate.
The trial. Do you know what's a trial?
Yes.
So do you know where it takes place?
Yes.
Is it at the Senate or at the Assembly?
It starts at the assembly.
It starts as Assembly according to you.
Yes.
So what I'm asking you, you asked whether the evidence that has been tendered before here was tendered at the County Assembly. I want you, and in 10 seconds, show me any provision that requires the County Assembly to table evidence at the time of tabling and debating the impeachment motion at the county assembly?
It is. I'm not conversant to the standing order. Give me a minute.
Yes. So do you have?
I have that law somewhere.
Yes.
Let me get the assembly standing orders.
Yes. Do you have any provision? If you don't have, then we'll move on. Yes.
Standing order number 72-2 of the county assembly.
Standing order number 72-2.
Yes.
Yes. And kindly just quote the direct part that states that impeachment at the county assembly must be accompanied by or done by way of evidence. The standing order is here. Do you have? Yes. Just read to me where it says that in impeachment proceedings before the county assembly, you must table evidence and that a trial takes place at the county assembly. Are you able to read any of those?
(72-2).
72-2.
If a member has sufficient reason to convince the speaker that the member is unable to substantiate the allegations instantly, the speaker.
My colleague is interfering with the witness.
Oh, this was 72, sorry.
Yeah, please proceed.
72-2. The person being removed from office shall be availed with the report of the select committee together with any other evidence adduced and such note or papers presented to the committee at least 3 days before the date or before the debate on the motion.
Yes. Is there anywhere where it's stated
So
that
I was
an
not
impeachment?
furnished with the evidence even before.
Yes. Does that relate to an impeachment motion? Is there? I asked you about an impeachment proceeding. Do you know that impeachment proceeding is a unique proceeding?
Yeah, it's an impeachment proceeding
Yes.
because the
So-
person being removed from the office, what does that tell you? The person being removed from the office shall be availed with the report of the select committee. I'm being removed from the office.
Yes.
Together with any other evidence adduced and such note or papers presented to the committee at least 3 days before the debate on the motion.
Yes. Thank you. So
Did you do that? Your plan, did they do that?
yes, you confirm that this issue, what you've read relates to select committees and so forth. Confirm that this was not.
And there is 67-7 also. Go to 67-7.
Okay.
67-7 of the same standing orders.
No, it's okay, but you've confirmed the issues you are relating to relate to select committee. Mr. Governor, you also showed us some audio clips of persons with whom you are interacting with.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
That all of us seated here, would we know who the other person is from that audio clip?
It depends on the authenticity.
I was saying,
there is a certificate of that clip.
Yes.
It is used as evidence in the anti-corruption case.
Yes. Are we from the audio? Are we able to know?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have monopoly of knowing the voice of each and every person in this country?
Yes.
You have the monopoly.
Yes.
Are you an expert? Are you an expert in voice identification, Mr. Governor? Do you know that is
there is an officer who had a gadget who was recording that clip, and there's also a certificate. The person who took the clip, the certificate that was taken, and I think it is also filed. Alpha.
Do you know, Governor, that voice identification is a scientific process?
Okay, Council, you should be winding up. Time
Yes.
we are.
Lastly, Governor, I want to refer you to volume 9D, Mr. Speaker, the last question.
Yes.
9D, page 1187.
Give me an extra copy, please.
Okay. 1187. 1187.
Page, please.
Page 1187. From down. Yes. Governor, of course, this is your Twitter handle.
Yes.
And you were addressing a fellow.
No, this is not mine. This is a fake one.
You had answered the question. Are you, the person being addressed here is a fellow leader in this country?
There are various Twitter handles bearing the names of, and Facebook bearing the names of
no problem.
Mike Sonko, Mike Mbuvi Sonko, the names you mentioned, Mike Kyoko Sonko, Mike Kibanguli Sonko.
Yes.
There are so many, and even I've reported to the DCI.
One question.
Yes.
The person being referred to in this tweet is one Millie Mabona Odhiambo, correct?
This is not mine. But
no, the person being referred to.
The document you presented to me says that. Not
yes, me. Yes, correct. It says that. Mm. And again, just for avoidance of doubt, the words, I wouldn't want to read them there. Those words are unprintables.
Sorry?
The words that has been used in these tweets are unprintables, are they not?
Which words?
Okay, then do you want to read it?
I'm not the author.
As the partition,
why should I read it? I'm not the.
Then read it. Just read it. It's part of the evidence in the Senate. Kindly read it loudly.
I'm not the author of this. Why should I?
Just read it. It's a document that is. This document is part of the documents that were submitted. This is 9D.
I'm not the maker of this.
9D. Just read it. You will have time to stay.
I can't read it. I'm not the maker of this.
Kindly read it.
The document has abusive language. There are women I respect here. So
then let me put to you a question.
Yes.
Mr. Governor, you know how to read.
Yes.
Kindly read that document.
I can't read this document.
Do you know how to read?
I'm not the author of this document. It's just some abusive content, so I can't.
Yes, we are the ones who produced it. Just read the document. Read as it is.
What is your intervention?
We do,
Council.
We do object, Mr. Speaker, sir, in that the document that is being asked to read is not a document that is authored by him. It's not a document that he has brought here. It is a document that has been brought here by the county assembly itself. I think the county assembly has run out of questions, and as their time is over, okay. I think we need to close.
Okay. No, you don't have to direct, but this is my direction. That since that's not the document brought by the governor, you don't have to force him to read it.
Yes.
It is so directed.
Much obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll read it myself as I put it to you, Governor. The first line says, my sister Millie Mabona Odhiambo. Does it state so?
No, that is not me. I'm not the author of that.
Yes, the second line reads as follows.
That is you now insulting her.
Yes, I'm reading.
Yeah. The procedure as
Yes. In as
okay, Council, just read and finish. So we don't have time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the second line reads as follows. In as much as I fight for the rights of the silent majority women who are always major victims in such cases, my response to you is simple. You just said you love sex, and whoever you may have it with is none of my business. But you miss my point. Just as the way you have opened your mouth wide in this picture, I'm longing for the day you shall open wide your legs to give birth to a child, so that you experience the pain that the mothers I am defending go through. That will be all, Mr. Speaker.
You're looking for sympathy, my friend.
Okay. Thank you very much. You want to stand down, the governor? I think you've been standing for long. It's over. Okay. Thank you so much, Governor. You may take your seat. The next step is if there are any questions, requests for clarification by senators. Okay, Senator Olekina.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
For not more than 2 minutes, eh?
Yes. I just want to seek some clarifications in regards to the trip to New York, which evidence has been tabled that it was sponsored, or rather it was. Mr. Speaker, I'm seeking three clarifications. Clarification number one is on the approvals of the trip to New York, which a document has been tabled that it was approved by State House. I've seen a signature of the head of the public service. If that can be clarified, I'll be happy. Second, Mr. Speaker, I seek clarification on the issue of the bursary fund, which a document has been tabled indicating clearly that that was stopped. I want to know at what point was the RTGS stopped? Was it at the point?
Senator Olekina, you must direct the question to somebody.
Okay,
It
thank you,
cannot be just...
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what I wanted to seek clarification are two things.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have heard the witnesses supporting the case of the governor. We have also heard the witnesses supporting the case by the county assembly. We have the minority leader from the assembly. We also heard from the former CC of education. But now, the third witness, Mr. Speaker, I would urge the assembly to do a little bit of clarification in the sense that there was no examination in chief. They only urge us to adopt the statement and then
cross-examination and finally re-examination. I urge the assembly to highlight key major highlights of that statement, particularly taking into account, yes, it is true, we will read that statement and be able to know what the nature of the evidence. But I would imagine those out there who are not following, or rather they don't have the opportunity to read that statement, or even some senators who for one reason they will not be able to read that document, they understand the gist of witness number 3 of the assembly. Thank you.
Senator Wambua.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. First of all, Mr. Speaker, I want to apologize to you and to the House because I've been walking in and out. You know, I'm also chairing the committee that's planning the burial of our colleague, Senator Kabaka. Mr. Speaker, I will need 2 clarifications from the County Assembly. And mine is on a matter of threshold. Whether they are convinced that the threshold for impeachment has been arrived at in terms of the numbers of the MCRs who voted for the impeachment of the governor, and in terms of the process as captured in their own standing orders for impeachment of the governor. Whether they are convinced and they can clarify to this House that there is evidence that the threshold for impeachment was arrived at. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, and this may sound trivial, but it's very important. When they played video clips, I saw a video clip that I'm trying to link the clip to the accusations for impeachment, and I don't see any correlation. The clip on the governor dancing to a tune, party after party. I'm wondering whether the County Assembly of Nairobi City is inviting the Senate of the Republic of Kenya to impeach a governor for dancing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Cheriot.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have just a clarification. I need the Assembly to point us to, I've gone through the list of the documents that they supplied to us, just for my own, and maybe for a few of the members who may be having questions on a few things. The following, it will just be sufficient for me if they tell me document XYZ on such and such a page, the document you need appears there. That will be enough for me. Number one is the copy of the invitation letter for the governor to appear before the Assembly for his impeachment process, copy of that letter. Second, a copy of the Hansard that confirms the call out for governor to appear before the Assembly. You know, Mr. Speaker, the same way, once when you have witnesses appearing before our committees on such and such, on different issues, when they're investigating different matters, you'll call out and say witness XYZ, first time, second time, third time. Just a copy of the Hansard to confirm that indeed they afforded the governor the chance to appear before them, and he waived that opportunity as they allege. And lastly is what I think 2 or 3 of our colleagues have already asked, the copy of a Hansard with the list of names of the 88 that they say voted to impeach the governor. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Okongo Morgan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, having listened to my colleagues, there's an issue that I want us to handle with a lot of care. Mr. Speaker, if you remember, sometimes in the US, when there was a trial of O.J. Simpson, and the jury was taken through a process of confirming whether some gloves that were allegedly used by O.J. Simpson could fit his hands. And on that ground alone, O.J. Simpson was left off the hook. So I know that the County Assembly has very experienced advocates. I think I saw one who appeared before the committee that tried Governor Waiguru, and I know they are very experienced. Many of our members here are lay people, and an issue can be brought up that can create a lot of doubts or confusion in the House. And we have also had a situation before where decisions of this House have been challenged by courts of law after we have impeached. So I want to appeal to my colleagues to address with caution and care this clarification that is being sought by, I think, Senator Linturi, because I looked at the record and you have done very well. I was able to pick the names that were in support of the motion. That's very well. I just want you to go through your records so that you don't leave any doubt in our minds that you met the threshold. Because I've listened both here and outside the allegations of against the governor, and I'll make my decision as a lawyer. So just pinpoint to us the other processes that took place during the hearing at the assembly, so that you don't mess up our record. Whatever decision we pass here today should not be challenged in court on a technicality. So Mr. Speaker, I hope that the people appearing for the assembly can just pinpoint to us the process that took place at the assembly, more so the division, so that we don't go to court with a case that can put us in trouble. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Professor Ongeri.
2 clarification, Mr. Speaker. One, I think the counsel for Governor Sonko, when you took the material to serve the county assembly under the normal process of serving the notice, did you pin it on the door or on the wall? And can you provide that evidence? To the county assembly council, you did indicate and give us a list of the people who voted for this motion. Did you have any version of electronic voting that you may be able to provide for this House to see? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Munyahaji.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wanted to get 2 clarifications. One from the County Assembly on whether the governor was furnished with the notice of his impending impeachment and the grounds thereof before the 3rd of December 2019. And from the governor, why did you find it fit not to appear before the assembly for that particular impeachment? Thank you.
Senator Cherargei.
investigated by the DCI and EAC Speaker, took that you told us that had been written by DCI and EACC on the misappropriation of bursary funds, and would you be kind enough to, if you can or not, to tell us how far or is there any status update? And number two, to the County Assembly, a quick clarification. This issue of diversion of bursary that has been made in your role and oversight, did it come to the attention of the County Assembly? Number three, Mr. Speaker, in line of what my colleagues have asked about service and notice to the governor to appear before the County Assembly pending his motion, were the procedures being followed? And were you aware that the governor did try that as the mover of the motion or as the County Assembly, that did try to access the premises to be able to tell his side of the story as to appear as by the principles of natural justice? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Finally, Senator Mbogo Chila yako.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to ask both sides, the side prosecuting and the side defending. We have listened to you for nearly 2 days. Now I want to ask you, when you get opportunity to conclude your submissions, can you sharpen what the case is about? And can the side responding sharpen what the defense is about? There are so many things and waves in this issue, and we have to make a determination that is summarized and accurate. If we are left to navigate through this pile of documents, we are likely to make the wrong decision, at least most of us. But for me, who has a legal background, I may do something good. But remember, it's the totality of votes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You know, I had said finally, but I don't know, because, you know, we must also be realistic that we have been sitting for a long time. We still have quite some time to go, so that the law of diminishing returns is coming. So I'll only allow, I can see Rose Nyamunga and Stewart Mazayo. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I would just like to know from the governor, because from his presentation, it was very clear that he is concerned with the education of the children of Nairobi. And for purposes of continuity and concern for the children, it would be very good for us to have a clarification as to whether the students that had been started by the former Governor Kidero, the students who had been set aside for bursaries, did he continue with them, or it was that one was totally abandoned and then he started on another list or another set of children? It is important for purposes of good governance.
Senator Mazayo. Then I had said finally, but of course now I can see the lead. No, the leader of minority. I think he'll close. Let's give him that opportunity.
Asante, Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, kwa upande wa mashtaka, kuna stakabadhi zimetolewa hapa na ni wakati mzuri ikiwa wanaweza kufafanua zaidi. Ikiwa kwa upande wa mashtaka, je, yule aliyeshtakiwa Bwana Gavana alipewa nafasi ya kusikizwa? Na kama alipewa nafasi hiyo, je, alipopeleka stakabadhi zake ziliruhusiwa kuchukuliwa ama hazikuchukuliwa? Kwa upande wa gavana, je, alipewa nafasi hususan na kaunti kwanza kuweza kupeleka hizo stakabadhi na hatimaye kupewa fursa nzuri sana ndani ya bunge la kaunti kujitetea kama hivi walivyojitetea hapa? Nafikiria pande zote mbili zikifafanua ingekuwa vizuri kwetu sisi. Asante.
Senator James Orengo, Leader of Minority.
Mr. Speaker, I'm just standing up in the interest of time, because the councils have got opportunity to make their closing remarks. So in closing remarks, the county assembly knows the case they want to make out of these proceedings. The governor's team, they know the case that has been made against them. So in terms of clarifications, we may get into the danger of having submissions being tendered at this stage. So I would encourage that there are very specific questions like the one Senator Kongo Mugeni has asked, which is a matter of evidence. So when you have been asked to pinpoint, please pinpoint instead of giving an explanation. Yeah, because we can explain the same ourselves. Yeah, otherwise you may get a situation where you address for 1 hour on a matter which has nothing to do with evidence. And that time is coming later on.
I had. Okay, Murkomen.
Thank you, Speaker. Less than 30 seconds, Mr. Speaker. The County Assembly has given us a lot of video clips. Also, the governor gave us a number of video clips from the County Assembly to facilitate the very important question that has been asked by almost everybody. You saw there are some of our colleagues now who are going to participate in these proceedings via Zoom, and they will vote via Zoom, and we'll see their faces and we'll hear their voices. The question I want to ask you, did you share with us the similar vote in terms of the video clips for the MCAs who are not inside the chambers but voted to add to the 88 to facilitate all of us to deal with this problem that we are being told the electronic vote was corrupted or hacked, or people's voting pins were used without their permission. If you can give us similar to the ones that we'll use today for our colleagues who will not be here, where the voice of the MCA, the face of the MCA is seen, and the voice of the MCA is seen. It will really appreciate, it will help us make a decision on the threshold. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable senators and our two teams that were here. We are now getting to the tail end of our two-day session, and like I said, impeachment of a governor is a weighty matter in this country. It's a very serious responsibility for this Senate, and that is why we have been patient, we've listened, clarifications have been sought, and now I want to give you an opportunity. You have 60 minutes each side. 60. 1 hour, 1 hour. 1 hour, that's the rule. But if you can use, that's the maximum. If you can use less than that, the better, because these are very intelligent people. They have listened, they have heard, they are processing what you have said. They're experienced, like Emeritus Wako. So please also avoid repetitions and things that don't add up to your case.
Thank you.
Just like they have said. So the first to go will be closing statements on behalf of the County Assembly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
60 minutes,
Sir,
okay.
my name again is Ndegwa Njiru. We want to thank you for the opportunity you've given us to prosecute this case before you and for the time that you've taken. I will begin by giving clarifications, and at the tail of end of it, I'll share my time with my colleagues. Mr. Speaker, sir, with the clarification sought by my senior learned friend, my teacher, Mr. Murkomen, Senator Murkomen. He has sought to know here, County Assembly provided the video clips of what transpired at the County Assembly. When I was under him teaching me the rope, he told me that rules of procedures are followed as they are legislated. To that effect, Mr. Speaker, sir, the rules of procedure guiding this House, one is that of the standing order, and most importantly, standing order number 75. Number 75, unless amended, to incorporate the new emerging concept of proceedings in a Westminster Parliament, does not require us to file such kind of proceedings. That is the rule that is there. However, keeping in tradition with the custom of the Westminster Parliament, we brought the evidence of the Hansons. This House speaks through the Hansons. And this is not my making. I was taught by my teacher. Finally, on that issue, unless, Mr. Speaker, I was under the wrong hands, which I doubt. Mr. Speaker, clarification has been sought as to whether we actually invited the governor. I confirm that the governor was invited to appear before the assembly via the speaker's letter dated the 1st of December. The same was served upon him on at 10:42 a.m. The place of service was the governor's office at City County. There was an affidavit of service in the body of documents served upon you, deposed by Javan Lorico Nanyengo. The same was deposed on 10th of December, and the same has not been controverted. What does it say? It's an invitation to who? To Honorable Mike Mbuvi Sonko. Did he appear? No. Where was he? He was taking a sunbath at Mombasa. Finally, as I sum up, there is a question as to the issues of quorum. Quorum was there. Actually, it even exceeded the quorum. The total members who participated were about 90, and 88 of them returned a positive verdict. That positive verdict of the 88 cannot be disputed because it is premised on Article 1 of the Constitution in respect of the exercise of the sovereignty of the people of Kenya. And if there is one doctrine in the Constitution that has been protected, more importantly, under Article 257, is the doctrine of sovereignty, that you cannot even amend that doctrine without involving the people of Kenya. 88 members of the County Assembly appeared, voted, and as they were voting in consonant with the dictates of the Constitution. And therefore, the action of the members of the County Assembly who voted cannot then be disputed because their reputation has not been put into question. Finally, on issues of clarification, again, there was a communication that was sent by the Honorable Speaker of the County Assembly to this House. What was he saying? He was returning a verdict of a resolution. To who? To the Speaker of this Honorable House. Again, the Speaker of the County Assembly is a state officer. A state officer who is bound by the provisions of Article 10 insofar as abiding with the rule of law is concerned.
There is I'm really reluctant to give interventions because we will not move. And you can see the mood of the House. Just read the mood of the House, Honorable, with due respect.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please.
I was about to say that the conduct of the Speaker of the County Assembly, to who communicated this to the Speaker of the Senate, has not been impugned. To cast aspersion on a man of high integrity, that he can seek to mislead this House in such a big manner, in a matter of this high level sensitivity, would only not do injustice to that speaker, but also would be to lower his reputation in the standings of the right-thinking member of the society. The speaker communicated candidly, and that communication was not disputed or refuted by the defense. Finally, on that issue of the quorum, the issue of the quorum is being brought as a shield to make sure that this House does not interrogate what is before it. Why do I say it was brought as a shield? Mr. Kinyanjui, my senior, understands and knows the import of Article 47. That even a person, and more so, the provisions of the Administration of Actions Act, that even a person is unsatisfied with the decision of an administrative body or organ, the jurisdiction for challenging that process is not before this House, but before the courts of law. It says further, Mr. Speaker, sir, that any person who has doubts with the decision of a body like the County Assembly, the procedure would have been that of judicial review. The same was not availed. He never took that opportunity so as to bring that issue as a second thought. Finally, on the issue of the quorum, this House is guided by Article 181 as read together with Section 33 of the County Government Act. Section 33 of the County Government Act, as read together with Order number 75 of the Standing Orders of this House, does not put this House as a prefect to my client. It only says, upon receipt of a resolution of this nature, the House will convene to hear that particular resolution, whether it stands the test of time to impeach the governor. But Section 33 does not say that this House can prefect another constitutional organ. Reason being, in the constitutional equilibrium, these two organs are exercising their constitutional functions. The only person mandated to question the constitutionality of the process is the High Court under Article 165, Clause 3, where it says the High Court has power to interrogate whether anything said to be done has been done in accordance with the provision of the Constitution. I therefore submit, with respect, Honorable Speaker, that the question of quorum cannot be raised as a shield, cannot be raised as an afterthought. It has been, Mr. Speaker, sir, Madam Speaker, permit me if I go wrong, and I'm not a parliamentarian, but I'll try to now adjust. There was a question that has been put as to the question of the letter dated 23rd of November 2020. A letter a purported complaint by the person facing the charges. The person facing the charges, very grievous charges, some of them involving the embezzlement of public funds, some of them involving misuse of public funds, some of them involving the failure to abide by Article 201, the question of prudent use of public resources, the question of integrity involving that the person of a public officer of the nature of a governor, if a daughter has to take a tour and needs to expend the county public resources, there must be a disclosure. That person, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, is the one who is now coming to impute and to punch a holes at a witness who has brought a motion to rescue the 4 million members of Nairobi County. We must then look at the conduct of the person who brings such kind of an allegation. The letter was done as a means of attempting to cajole and to intimidate, to harass and to embarrass the witness. And that is why to date, there is no action that has been taken by the bodies that are mandated to take actions insofar as the question of the investigations is an issue. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have to question the motive of that letter. It's not a letter that was brought in good faith. It is not a letter that has actually been brought by a man with clean hands. The man does not require any favor before the eyes of equity. The hands are dirty. They are so dirty in the sense that equity cannot aid. Mr. Speaker, clarification was sought on the issue of the witnesses, whether the threshold, actually the threshold was met. Yes, both the arithmetical threshold in terms of quorum and the constitutional and statutory threshold were all met. If they were not met, me enjoying the experience of my senior Mr. Kinyanjui, the first day the resolution was done, he would have been in court to challenge the same. Suffice to note that even his application that was brought to challenge the processes in the High Court case number 35 of 2020 was dismissed yesterday by Judge Matthew Ndomanderi, even as we were proceeding with these proceedings. What does that tell you? It tells you another constitutional organ has pronounced itself as to what transpired in the county assembly. If then a High Court, a court established by the Constitution, has made a verdict and dismissed Mr. Kinyanjui's application dated the 30th of November, who are we to question the processes? The only forum, honorable members, that can be questioned is the forum before that has been created by the Constitution, and that is the High Court of the Republic of Kenya. Clarification on the question of the clip after party clip. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, we cannot look at the clips in isolation. We are looking at the clips in a holistic manner so that one can piece them together, the conduct of this particular person. While analyzing these clips, Madam Speaker, one must then go to the provisions of Article 75. One must seek leave in the provisions of Article 76. Those articles speaks to the conduct of a public officer or a state officer whenever that person, either in private or in public. And why do they speak? They speak in a manner that the conduct of that public state officer must breathe confidence in the office that he holds. So a man comes to his office, dance party after party. The man is supposed to go and is supposed to go to France and do a bit of exploration as to whether Nairobi can reach the status of Paris. He decides to go dancing. What does he say? Party after party. We send a man to France. We send a governor to France to expend public finances. He goes joy riding. Is that a person who requires the mercy of this assembly? That's not a person who requires the mercy of this assembly. Madam Speaker, you must look at the evidence that was brought here. But before I go to that, there was a question whether the governor was furnished with the notice that I have addressed. There's a question of the device has been adduced. It is contained, has been adduced. It is contained in our document, in our file labeled as 9A. When put to task, the governor could not substantiate whether the money was put in his account. The governor could not divert or deviate or avoid the fact that the money was domiciled in the county government account. He alleges that the money was refunded back to Central Bank. Has he provided evidence? None. Is that fact and ground rebutted? No rebuttal. That is a score. Madam Speaker, I think I have, unless I have dealt with the issues of clarifications, allow me and permit me to just give a small address as the question of the evidence that was provided, then that I'm addressing my senior line and friend, Mr. Senator Omugeni. Senator Omugeni has sought to know, or rather to ask us to assist the members of the Senate to understand the evidence. Members of the Senate, we have files ranging from 9A up to, we have 9A, 9B, 9C, 9D, and 9E. All those evidence are critical to the proceedings before this assembly. Most importantly,
sorry, Senator Lekine, can you switch off? No, this is his last submission. Senator Lekine, you can read the mood of the House. Take down your points. Senator, order, Senator. Senator Lekine, your first bell was on a request to speak. In fact, you are still on a request to speak. And we are saying we are not taking requests to speak at this stage. Senator Lekine, it might take us a very long time. The reason I was pointing it out, I was telling you to switch off is because you are not even on interventions, you are on request to speak. And I was saying we are going to have time for all of us to speak. So I would rather all of us write down whatever comments we have, and we'll give you humble time. We will have all the time. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. In file number 9A, file number 9A contains the flagrant misuse of public resources by the governor of the governor of Nairobi County. It runs to give evidence how money that is meant for bursary is diverted to pay lawyers. We have demonstrated that the money came to the account on the 11th of July, 2019, and the same money 2 days later, on the 15th of July, advocates are paid millions and millions and millions of money meant for our children. A question was asked whether those children were able to be put to school. How would those children go to school when their money has been used for the wrongful purpose? They cannot go to school. And that is why we are asking this House to stand up to the occasion and rise and rescue the people of Nairobi. Governor Mike Sonko operates a Sonko rescue team. We must use this House now to rescue the people of Nairobi from Governor Sonko. Now the rescuer is a person we need to be rescued from. Members of this honorable House, we have led evidence that a stadium that our youths are supposed to use and utilize for sports, and men and women of sports, was given a particular clarification and a particular specification. What did we get in return? We got scrap metals being used to put up a stadium. Has that been rebutted? No. What does the governor say? The governor says, very, very in a manner that I would not want to describe so that I may not be accused of being disrespectful. He says that this is not my officer. The officer left, or the officer left the office. He does not even have the guts or the ability to realize that Section 30 of the County Government Act enjoins him as the sole person who has the responsibility of protecting the public resources. What does the Public Procurement and Regulations Authority say? They say the money was not put into proper use. What does Article 201 say? 201 says that there must be prudent use of public resources. Prudent use means that Kenyans should not even lose a single shilling. A single shilling matters to the Kenyan. Why? Because they are the taxpayers. Why? Because they own the money. There should be no excuse for all purposes and intent to excuse a flagrant person. Evidence has been led that we did not get value for the money when it came the question of the construction of the Dandora Stadium. And Governor himself has actually acknowledged that the EACC in its affidavit, paragraph 15, that the EACC is actually investigating that processes. Honorable members, if the process was beyond reproach, would EACC have swung to actions? by the fact that a constitutionally or a statutory established organ has swung into action, punching holes to the entire process of the construction of that stadium, it tells you that there is smoke. Where there is smoke, there is fire. How do we put out the fire? This House must extinguish this fire. If this fire is not extinguished by this House, by upholding the impeachment of Governor Sonko, it will not only consume this generation, but also consume the future generation. What does Article 10 speak to? And what does the preamble to the Constitution speak to? It speaks to us upholding and utilizing our natural resources, be it finances or whatever, in a manner that is prudent, so that we can promise the intra and extra generational equity. Intra and extra generational equity is a principle that says that the person in charge of today's resources must be prudent so that those resources can also be available to be utilized by the future generation. How will the future generation benefit with a stadium that was supposed to be done with concrete? Now it is mere scrap metals. I believe wherever Catherine Dereva is, I believe where Kipchoge Keino is, I believe where our athletes are, those who are alive and those who have departed, they must be turning in their graves. They must be saying that the time for the governor to go is now. Honorable members, I must remind you that we have brought evidence that Governor Sonko has acknowledged that imprests were paid for the wrong reason. He has not denied that the daughter belongs to her, to him. He has actually said, this is my biological daughter. And I have to regret that we leaders, at times we do not have to subject our children to this kind of torture. You leaders, we as Kenyans, as and when we are executing our public responsibilities, let's keep our families from these embarrassments. Why is the young girl under crucifixion today? Why is she being prosecuted in her absentia? She is being prosecuted because of the actions of his father. Her father. Her father is negligent. Her father is not capable of running a public office. That is why we have to invoke the name of Agnes Saumu. Otherwise, as a parent of two sons, I would not be wanting any day that I'll be pointed out to say why I utilized my money to feed and to fly my young Degwanjiro Jr. to UK. Can you imagine? Somebody using public resources. Impressed have been brought. Going to the UK, to the US, putting someone on a chopper for a tour of the UK, of the New York City. Honorable senators, I know you are capable. How many of you have flown over the city of Nairobi just for sightseeing? How many of you? Is that not extravagancy? Honorable senators, is that not extravagancy? Is that not party after party? Honorable members, each action must be treated with the weight that it requires. This governor, I said yesterday is a governor who has gone rogue. Is a governor who is competing with the extravagancy of the monarch of King Louis the 16th of the 69th century. Why was King Louis punished? He was punished and thrown out of the monarch because of the actions of the extravagancy of his wife. Has that time come for Governor Sonko to pay for his sins? Yes, time has come for him to pay for his sins, honorable members. He must pay for the sins of extravagancy. Yesterday, I did put a question to the assembly that if it happened in 1679 in France, why should it not happen on the 17th of December 2020 in the city of Nairobi? It should happen. Honorable members, as I yield to my fellow colleagues, Evidence has been laid before this House.
And please reduce your voice.
Thank you.
because
Oh, sorry. I think
The
my lungs are
loudspeakers
good.
are very, very
I'll
loud.
reduce.
Yeah.
Honorable Speaker, what is the threshold for impeachment of a governor? The threshold of impeachment of a governor is what in legal sense is determined, referred as the standard of proof. The standard of proof of an impeachment is not beyond reasonable doubt. Why? Because this is not a criminal trial where every document, everything must be proved. And this has been determined in the case of Wambora, the civil appeal number 194 of 2014. Justice Vishram, Justice Professor Odiek, and may the Lord rest his soul in peace, Justice Martha Koome, they gave the standards. They said it is not the standard that is beyond the reasonable doubts, and it is not on the balance of probability. It is there at the middle. Have we established this balance of probability? Have we established this standard? Yes, we have. Has the case been rebutted? No, it has not been rebutted. Again, on the question of the threshold, honorable members, what does Section 33 of the County Government Act require? Section 33 of the County Government Act requires that the only thing the prosecutor, the County Assembly, has to do is to substantiate. Them that are good in English will tell you that substantiating is not proving. Substantiating is establishing the existence of a case. Establishing the existence of a case in a manner that those other penal justice systems, like the office of the DCI, like the office of the EACC, would ordinarily, in a normal circumstances, say, yes, we have heard that there is evidence that may lead to trial. And that is why, honorable members, when we were prosecuting Governor Waiguru, this House, through its committee that was led by Honorable able member Senator Malala, observed that there were people who were culpable and made a recommendation to the DCI for further investigations. Why? Because we had established a case. We had substantiated a case. Honorable members, substantiating a case does not require a watertight proof. It only requires creating the nexus that the governor authorized his daughter to be put on a chopper for a tour in New York, and that the money that was used was public money. He has testified on oath. That has not been rebutted. Honorable members, as I yield to my colleagues, does this person require mercy before you? Is he the person whom this Senate can close its eyes to? I urge you, honorable members, to rise up to the occasion, to put it in red and white or black and white, so as to save our future generations from such kind of embarrassments. Honorable members, I yield to my colleagues to sum up.
Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker and the honorable members, 16th of December and this particular fateful day presents yet an opportunity for this House to do that which is honorable. That which is honorable is but one, sending the person of Mike Mbuvi Sonko home. Honorable Speaker and member of the Senate, without repeating that particular word all of through, we were asked by the good Senator, Professor Mugeni, if it does not fit, acquit. The question that we'll ask in the inverse, does it fit? We do answer in the affirmative, yes, it does. It perfectly fits
the definition of substantiation. It perfectly fits for the reasons that you have been told of a person who has deliberated on his duty, forgot that there is an instrument in this country called the Leadership and Integrity Act, which he once was a legislator and probably did not know what he was seeing. Then he can disown that one Primrose, one Agnes Mbuvi were not of his own. Honorable Senators, Section 16 of that particular legislation defines what is conflict of interest and when will a personal interest attach. It attaches if a spouse is involved, if a child is involved. Is this the evidence of the governor? Honorable Speaker and members of the Senate, in his own affidavit, he then proceeds and tells us, you know what? The First Lady chose to travel with the daughter. And so the impress that you saw, irrespective, does not really sound. Pumwani is reeking. The streets are rotting. The sweet waters of Nairobi flow no more. But then someone has the audacity to tell you that apart from the air ticket, there's nothing that is really long. That is what we've been told. Honorable Speaker and members of the Senate, evidence has been laid before you that there was plunder, not only in Dandora, which the PPRA, an institution of this country, probably, if the roles were to turn, the Senate will probably take that role. But I do not want it to go that line. Has indicted the whole process of the Dandora project. The governor is on record for telling us, oh, look here, concrete is too old-fashioned, and so we should think of steel. Steel forges metal, but steel equally shatters glass. He has used that very process to shatter Nairobi. Nairobians, 4.5 million of them are crying to this Senate. Will you rise to the occasion and tell us that that decision that we did, some have said it was out of impunity. I argue not. It wasn't. It was our choice. It has a consequence. And the consequence that we had is one Mbuvi, Sonko. Should we proceed with this particular person as the governor? I leave it to you. Your wise counsel shall steer us through. Honorable senators and members of this particular house, the speaker, Nairobians are watching. I do remember yesterday the good professor, the good senator for Narok lamented, can I even watch or listen seated or at the sitting with my daughter or my children? I leave it to you, honorable senators. That disrepute that has been brought to the office, it is a public office. He could not stand it. I am a father too. When my daughter grows of age, will I tell her that once there was a man, and that man was Sonko, who uttered words without due care? Honorable senators, the person that has been brought before you by the county assembly has chosen to act in reckless abandon to public funds. He has chosen to disabuse the notion that humanity, we are equal. He has chosen to trample not only on us, persons seated here, but equally our mothers, our daughters, our sisters. You are shown a clip And I did hear one of the senators ask, correlate. We will relate and tell you. On the 12th day, it was Jamhuri, a public day for that matter. A leader of this house, probably now you'll say the National Assembly, was told, Mimi sio bwanako. Kwenda. It was in the public glare. That is the disrepute that has been brought to the office. Probably as we see today, the Senate has been auctioned. We know not. He had the audacity to sign a document and turn around and tell us, you know what? I was ziggy-zagga at the time when I appended my signature. I hope he's not in that stupor anymore. But it is time that this House stamped his authority for the governor to continue with his party, but not with the public resources. For the governor to continue with his FLORIC, but not with the monies that Senator Sakaja fights so hard to go down and cure Dandora, to go down and cure Mukurweini, and probably have a better Nairobi. You will be told that, you know what? The threshold was not met. You will be told, you know what? The allegations that were levied have not been proved. I stand to beseech you. The allegations were not rebutted. Not one of them. Not one of them. When the governor took stand to answer, he took us on a rally of how he had to audit his predecessor. That was not the charge before this Senate. When he stood, he told us, hey, look here, there were these diversions. There was this payment of bursary. It was totally in a different financial year. But even if it were, he tells us, you know what? Actually, this money was requisitioned, but then I took it back to the consolidated fund 1 year and 2 months later. That is the evidence that was led. Honorable Senators, as I yield to my two last colleagues, you are reminded of the good book of Solomon, Ecclesiastes. There is a time for everything. We are equally reminded that the wages of sin is death. We are not asking you to kill the good, which I don't also think is no longer good, but not so honorable. We are not going to kill him. We are only telling you, save Nairobi. The only county that does not need to die is Nairobi. As I take my seat, I leave you with this question. Where does the arc of moral bend? Someone told me, so I remember, the arc of moral, however long, and so I'm also guided by my mentor, the arc of moral universe. Where does it bend? It bends towards justice. Justice for Nairobi? Sonko must go. Justice for Nairobi? And I yield. It is no longer a Marie Antoinette issue of the 1869, where we will ask for cakes, we will ask for bread, and we are told, go buy cakes. And someone dances and tells us, party after party. Sad is the day that Nairobians took to the lines to elect a governor who runs on the account that I am fighting for the poor, but uses the poor to amass wealth. For the advocates and lawyers in here, and probably jurists, you will remember that it is also immoral for you to amass wealth rudimentarily. That is the rudimental nature that Nairobi has been run. Should we continue? I say no. Whatever you will be told, when we later close our case, we invite you. It is time to take the count. Let's take the count. The count is Sonko must go.
Madam Speaker, I will respond to the question that was asked by the Senator Ole Kina, and I will respond in a very brief statement. There are certain dates that you have to keep in mind. The first date or the first period is March 2019. That is the date that these funds were requisitioned. The second date that you must keep in mind is the 12th day of July 2019. That is the day that these funds hit the account of the county government. The third date you have to keep is the 15th day of July 2019. That is the day that these funds left the account. Within a fraction of 3 days.
Na mtazamaji, tunakatiza mjadala huu unaoendelea katika bunge la Senate, ambapo ni mswada wa kutaka kumng'atua mamlakani gavana wa Nairobi Mike Mbuvi Sonko, lakini kumbuka
lakini kwanza saizi mtazamaji, tunakuletea darubini ya Channel 1 ambapo tunakuandalia taarifa nyingi tu ambazo zimejiri hii leo. Sonko akitaja